And we are live. What's going on, people? How are you doing? Right, let's wait for a few people to get in, and we'll go from there. Thought I'd do a Monday evening live stream. Got nothing better to do, so yeah, I thought I'd stream. Glenn Mash, how are you doing, sir? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to the boxing this weekend, actually. Canelo Jacobs. Good fight, man. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to a couple of guys on the undercard as well. Virgil Ortiz, he's fighting Maurizio Herrera. I know Herrera is past his best these days, but it's still a step up for Virgil Ortiz. And John Ryder versus Bilal Akawai. I've seen a bit of Akawai, but not really that much. He looks okay. Should be a good fight with Ryder. There's a couple of bits on that card to look out for, but obviously we're all tuning in for the main event. It's a shame Ryder Lemieux cancelled, to be honest. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. Yeah, Bilal, I believe he was, well, he sparred Canelo quite a lot, I believe. And Golden Boy seemed to be touting him quite highly. But yeah, Glenn Nash, I've got Virgil Ortiz by knockout. I think he's going to knock Herrera out. I think Virgil Ortiz is actually a much better prospect than Ryan Garcia, to be honest. I think he's a lot better. I prefer him anyway, but obviously Ryan Garcia, he's more sellable to the casuals. You know, he's got those bitches out there all over his social media, so fair play to the lad. He's going to make a lot of money. Can't hate on the kid. But I think Virgil's a better fighter, in my opinion. Virgil Ortiz. I think he'll go a long way. I'm excited about him, actually. I put him right up there with the likes of Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. In terms of like American prospects, I think he's very good. What's up, D? How you doing, bro? How you doing? I will do, man. I thought I'd put a couple of videos out there to kind of just share my thoughts on the whole situation. Yeah, Boundless Boxing Talk, Ryan Garcia, he's killing it, man. I mean, regardless, he may not win a world title. He could be a hype job, but he's winning. He's winning at life, man. So fair play to the kid. Can't hit on him. But he is a good prospect though in his own right. He's got good power, nice hook, good counter punching. He's okay. He's solid. Yeah, man, Boundless. I mean, I would take being a hype job and fucking drawing as much go as he does, man. But yeah, Ryan Garcia is doing well. Ed Kaler, how you doing, bro? How you doing? I take it we've all got Canelo in the Jacobs fight. I've got Canelo, whether it be by decision or knockout, I'm not sure. I'm just pretty certain Canelo's going to win. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope Jacobs pulls it out. I hope Jacobs wins, but I just can't see it. I really can't see it. Usually, with most of these fights, I don't really care who wins for the most part, but with this fight, I will be cheering on. I'll be cheering on Jacobs in this one. I just think he's a better. I don't know. I like the way he represents himself. I like the way he represents the sport. I think he's a class act, to be honest. But I expect Canelo to win. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, it'd be nice to see Canelo get the knockout. Sorry, Jacobs get the knockout. The only thing is with Jacobs, if he's too aggressive, I think that plays into Canelo's hands, to be honest, because Jacobs, when he throws combinations, when he gets aggressive, he does get a bit not wild, but he widens up on his punches. And for a straight counter puncher like Canelo, that's going to give him all the opportunity in the world. But at the same time, if Jacobs isn't aggressive and he tries to box and loses it, let's say Jacobs boxes a back foot fight and he loses a controversial decision, he's still going to get criticised for not forcing the fight. So regardless, if Danny Jacobs fights aggressively and gets knocked out, or boxes cautiously and loses, I mean he's in a hard spot, to be honest with you. That's how I see it, Adam Scott. If like life was fair and boxing was down the middle, I would give Jacobs a really good shot. I really would. But you've got to take the judging into account. I mean, look at some of the scores for Canelo fights. It's not like it's a conspiracy theory. Look at the scores for the first Golovkin fight. Look at the score or one of the scorecards in the Erislandy Lara fight. I think it was Steve Martinez, 117, 111. Embarrassing scorecard. Look at the draw card in the the Floyd fight. Terrible. Look at the cards in the Austin Trout fight. Terrible. Even the Cotto fight, some of the cards were wide in that one. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And nobody can tell me Canelo doesn't have like the A side benefit. He always has done. He's that guy, so he needs to be knocked out to be certain. I mean, like I said, Floyd won pretty much every round, and it was still only enough to get a majority decision. That says it all. AA Boxing and Blunts, how you doing, bro? How are you doing? But yeah, Azzy in the chat, he says Jacobs can't win. It's boxing, not football. Unfortunately, I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, Ed, I agree, man. But Team Jacobs in here, man. Team Jacobs. Hopefully he does it. Like I said, fights good guys. He's a good. He's just a good. He conducts himself well. He represents the sport well. I hope Jacobs gets it, but we'll see. But Jacobs is one of my favourite fighters anyway. He's one of the guys I like to watch. He's up there in terms of my favourite fighters. Jacobs, Beterbiev, Lomachenko, Bivol. Jacobs is right up there for me anyway. Lewis Hurley, he doesn't see Jacobs winning. Yeah, I can't argue. I can't argue. Okay, D says in the chat, Chisora versus Kuzmin on the white Rivas card. I'd like that. I wouldn't be mad at all at that fight. I think that's a good style clash. In fact, Chisora actually speaks very highly of Kuzmin. They've sparred together, and yeah, Chisora had nothing but good things to say about him. So that could be a bit of a war. They both know each other. They know what each other has. That could be a good fight. I know Kuzmin's hot and cold, but sometimes he looks okay, sometimes he looks quite basic, but should be a good fight stylistically. Yeah, I like that fight. Glim Mash, Beterbiev versus Hot Rod this Saturday. Yes, that's a decent fight. I would say that could be a sleeper fight because we still don't really know how good Hot Rod is, if I'm being honest. Yeah, he should have beat Marcus Brown, but that could have been an off night for Marcus Brown. Maybe Hot Rod isn't that good. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, AA Boxing and Blunts. Burnett signed with Top Rank, and he's moving up to super bantamweight. Yeah, well, yeah, he must have left Matchroom then. Okay, Adam Scott, any news on Joshua's next opponent? Well, according to Twitter, according to Mike Coppinger, it's Andy Ruiz. And, as a last minute replacement, it's not a fight I really it's not a fight I'm really excited about, but at the same time, it's a replacement, I guess. I'm not really that bothered. I mean, some people out there feel he's better than Jarrell Miller. I'm not sure about that, but he proved against Parker he can box to a good level at least. Got nice quick hands, got a bit of power, but I think Joshua should beat him comfortably, to be honest. Too small. I want to see box. I want to see Joshua box like a boxer puncher type fight against Ruiz. Hard jab, hard right hands, keep him at range and break him down. I want to see the Joshua from the Brazil fight, to be honest. Just a nice, concise, decisive like destruction. That's what I want to see. Because ultimately, when you're fighting those type of guys, you need to be taking care of them in good fashion. Okay, Boundless Boxing Talk. Hot Rod is in and out, kind of sporadic. I think Beterbiev will plant his feet and hurt him as he comes inside. Yeah, I could see that, especially with that left hook or that short right hand. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's a good observation. Yeah, Adam Scott, I agree. Ruiz isn't winning that fight. He's too small. He'll give it a go, but he's way too small. Boundless Boxing Talk. He hopes Andy Ruiz knocks out AJ. I just can't see it, man. Has Kuzmin faced any good opponents since the Price fight? He's fought Jerry DeWaco, the American journeyman. I think that's the only fight he's had since. Like DeWaco's a good journeyman, but nothing special. And apparently, Kuzmin struggled in that fight as well. Lost a few rounds. Did you see Dave Allen inferred Ortiz was on the juice? The reason he didn't take the AJ fight. Yeah, I saw that. Could be true. I just believe the guys around him aren't letting him take it. I think if it was down to Ortiz alone, he'll take the fight. I mean, the way I look at it is you're 40 years old, you know you've got one or two big fights left in you, and you've got a sick daughter. What kind of who in their right mind would turn down 10 to 12 times your highest payday in that situation? Who? It can't be Ortiz. He can't be that much of an idiot. He can't be that much of an idiot. It must be the people around him. Maybe they've promised him something down the line. I don't know, but the people around him are not doing him any favors. To be honest with you, British boxing media. Barry Hearn is in hot water over his slave comments. What did he say? What did old Barry Hearn say? Old Bazza. Okay, so Barry Hearn said we used to rip fighters off and have them on slave contracts. Yeah, but not now. Okay. But I mean, yeah, I mean, people are going to get upset by that sort of thing. It is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. I think people just like to be offended these days. Okay, Ed Kaler, he says that much money. Yeah. So he's saying a lot of that money would have gone to Ortiz's people around him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Listen, man. Barry Hearn, like somebody said in the chat, like AA said, he's a bit of a drunk. He likes his whiskey. He might have had a few before that press conference. But yeah, I think people are just getting a bit offended by for no reason whatsoever. I mean, the same people who get offended, probably then the next day turn around and call boxers bums and cowards. So it is what it is, really, isn't it? Not really that bothered. Yeah, as he Barry Hearn he's a smooth talker. He's got a good sales pitch. He's got a good sales pitch. Glenn Mash, I never knew Barry Hearn was a drunk. I heard he likes to drink at these sort of social functions. That's what I've heard. Old whiskey nose they call him. But again, these are rumours. But why not, man? Once you're that age, enjoy life. Okay, Adam Scott. Barry was swearing in the intro to that press conference. We're all big boys, though, and the word shit isn't too upsetting. Yeah, man. Barry Hearn's a character. He really is. D says Barry Hearn apparently is a drunk and a cokehead. Wouldn't be surprised, man. Wouldn't be surprised. Aobs, Rivas looked real small, but he's going to give White hell. Yeah, I think Rivas is a good fighter. He's got solid basic fundamentals. He's got a good jab, really good counter left hook. He carries power. He's nice and compact. He carries good speed early on. Listen, man, Rivas is a good solid fighter. He's dangerous. He's a banana skin type fighter because if White lost this type of fight, the fans are then going to say, "Oh, why did Eddie Hearn match Dillian with a risky guy like Oscar Rivas?" Rivas is high risk, low reward, in my opinion. And I like the fight. I do. I like the fight. Should be a good fight. I think he's got a chance by knockout. I don't think he can outpoint Dillian, to be honest with you, but I think he hits hard enough to seriously hurt Dillian. I really do. Glenn Mash, cokehead in his 70s. You never know, man. You never know. Yeah, boundless boxing talk. I agree, bro. They are. They're counting out Rivas. Man, Rivas can fight. He can. He's dangerous. Like I said, good power. He's got nice, solid fundamentals. Fairly quick. Good counter puncher. He's good, man. He's good. I like it. I like the fight. I know it's not for everybody. Doesn't get the casuals excited, but there we go. I like it. I've been wait. Listen, man. If you followed the heavyweight division, I'm sure you're like me. I was waiting to see Rivas step up for a long time because I liked the look of him, and he knocked out obviously Bryant Jennings, and he deserves a big fight. Let's see how good he really is. I think he's dangerous. He'll come to give it a go. Let's have it. But yeah, I like Rivas. I like his style. Aobs, I feel bad for White because he deserves a shot, but I don't want to see him get one because I want AJ versus Wilder. The thing with Dillian White, I can't really have too much sympathy for him because he turned down the eliminators, to be honest. But at the same time, he's done more than guys who have got shots. So yeah, I get what people say, but when you turn down the eliminators, I can't really have too much sympathy. Okay, MB, he's never watched Rivas before. Yeah, good fighter, man. Good fighter. Smaller heavyweight, but he can punch. Decent hand speed. A good jab. Good solid fundamentals. He's decent. I would watch the Joey A. Bell fight to see his like explosive side, and I would also watch the Bryant Jennings fight. That's his best win, and see what you think. Hamed, Joshua Ruiz is a good fight. So is White versus Rivas. Yeah, I really like White Rivas. I really do. Joshua Ruiz is okay, I guess, for a late replacement. But yeah, I really like White Rivas. Yeah, MB Ryan Burnett signed with Top Rank, moving up to super bantamweight. Aobs, yeah, round 3 of Dubois Latte, crazy from Dubois. He just went for it, man. He got too excited, got caught with some silly shots, and yeah, he got. I don't think he was as badly hurt as people said, but he certainly felt those punches. He got knocked off balance, and you know he showed defensive flaws. But the good thing is he's only 21 years old, and I think that fight will do him some good. To be honest with you, I like Dubois. Do I think he's the best prospect out there at heavyweight? No, but he's got an exciting style. He's humble. He's down to earth, and his career is going to be fun to follow. So what more do you want? And he seems to be like willing to fight anybody. He's still saying he wants to fight Gorman and Joyce. So listen, man, I can't hate on the guy. As a fan, he's given me what I want. Really exciting to watch, and he seems to be wanting to fight the best. So that's fair play, though. It's good, man. I like him. Yeah, AA Boxing and Blunts, White versus Rivas is pay per view, which is a shame. If the card is strong, I might buy it. Like, for example, they've put Alan Price on it. Yeah, Dave Allen, David Price. They put that fight on the card. If they could have Parker Chisora and Lebedev versus Akole, I would buy the card. I think the card needs to be stacked. Yeah, but Boundless Boxing Talk, no worries, bro, man. You're always welcome. And to the chat, Boundless Boxing Talk, he's got a channel as well, doing some good things. He's uploading, so check him out. Box says great video about the PBC weirdos. Yeah, felt it need to be said. Dominic Cesar or Chechery, how are you doing, bro? How are you doing? Okay, D thinks White will knock out Rivas. I think he will as well later on. But early on, I think Rivas will give him problems and he will be dangerous. And yeah, that's another good question, actually, from D. He's saying, will Rivas pass the eye exam? I mean, you never know. He's failed it in the past. He had to fight in Canada for a long time because of that. So, yeah, it's a good question. I hope he does. Should be a good fight. Okay, Box says, what's the chin/durability of Rivas like? It seems fairly solid. He got caught a few times by Bryant Jennings. I know Jennings isn't the biggest puncher, but he took the shots fairly well. He's not really been caught by a big puncher yet at heavyweight, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Yeah, Adam Scott, I'm not buying Joshua versus Ruiz. Okay, D says he's not seen an interview with Burnett or Hearn explaining why he left. Yeah, that's weird, to be honest. Okay, get this smoke. I listened to your Ortiz video. Can you explain why Ortiz's promoter shouldn't put Ortiz in with the highest paying offer at this stage of his career? What do you mean? I said he should have let Ortiz fight Joshua, hence why he's failed his client. He's 40 years old, and he's not letting his fight to fight Joshua for God knows how much money. That's why I'm saying Ortiz maybe should leave his promoter and sack the people around him because they've not got his best interests at heart, as far as I'm concerned. There we go. Yeah, Bob Arum has a fetish for Irish fighters. Yeah, man, he's signing loads of them right now. Like Michael Conlan. I don't think Michael Conlan's that good. I think Shakur Stevenson smashes him up, to be honest. Yeah, Boundless Boxing Talk. Looks like we're going to get the Inoue Donaire final. Yeah, exactly. It's looking likely. It's looking likely. I think most people expect Inoue to beat Rodriguez, but that fight's huge in Asia. It really is. And you never know, man. Donaire, man, that left hook, it still carries real power. What happens if Inoue gets caught? I mean, Inoue's coming up from what, light flyweight? And Donaire's recently been at 126. What happens if Donaire catches Inoue with that left hook? Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Okay, Ruiz versus Joshua is on. Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised. I think that was as good as we were going to get. Kalnaki ruled himself out. Ortiz wasn't allowed to fight. What else is there? What else is there? Okay, Glenn Mash, no chance of Chisora versus Parker or Lebedev Akoli on the White Rivas card. They said today Price versus Allen was chief support. Oh shit, really? Damn. I mean, Price Allen isn't a bad. It's not a bad fight, but damn, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Well, maybe they could have Charlie Edwards unify. How about that? Maybe Edwards versus Delakian or somebody like that. That would be okay. But yeah, man, that's disappointing. If that's co-main event, I'm a bit disappointed. Yeah, exactly. Boundless Boxing Talk. Inoue started at 108, yeah. And yeah, what happens when if Donaire catches him with that left hook? Like I said, Donaire's fought recently at 126. So if Donaire lands that left hook, it's going to be interesting, man. And obviously, Inoue needs to get past Rodriguez. Rodriguez is no bum. He's a good fighter, good technical skills, good jab, good from range. He could give Inoue problems, but I think we all expect Inoue to win that fight. And a Donaire Inoue final to me is exciting. What's up, Jake Cleary? How are you doing, bro? Okay, they're talking about Wilder, Ortiz, Joshua in the chat. Get the Smokes asking Ed who put on a better card than the PBC this year or last year. I mean, you could argue the World Boxing Super Series for a start. I think that was better quality boxing than anything last year, to be honest with you, at cruiserweight. Boundless Boxing Talk. If Donaire wins, man, that would be fucking amazing. Yeah, that would be one of the great Indian summers in a career because Donaire at one point, a few years ago, he looked done. If Donaire was to win this tournament, I mean, it's a good look. It's a good look. And people will say, well, Daenerys he had an easy run. Well, if he knocked out Inoue, he would have knocked out the favourite. And also, I think he was on his way to knocking out Burnett or beating him anyway. So it is what it is. Okay, D says Inoue is going to violently knock out Daenerys. Could happen. But I mean, Daenerys can punch, man, and he can take punches. And I think at 118, Daenerys is going to trade. I think he'll be willing to go punch for punch with Inoue. Yeah, the Quags. I mean, Inoue gets hit. He doesn't really move his head that much. He's quite upright. I think sometimes he's got a habit of throwing wider shots. You know, Inoue's a very good fighter. He's a great talent. But listen, man, Daenerys has a chance. The power's still there. And he looks better at 118. I don't care what anybody says. He looks better at 118. Boundless Boxing Talk, he's sold on Inoue. He thinks Inoue beats the Maul. Could happen, man. Like I said, he's a super talented fighter. But we'll find out a lot more after the World Boxing Super Series. If he gets through this, then fair play to him. Okay, they're talking about the Joshua situation, okay. Okay, MB, if I was Inoue, I would be targeting the body of Daenerys, see how he takes those body punches at bantamweight. Yeah, it's a good shout. But at the same time, you don't want to be working the body too much against Daenerys, who's a bigger man and get countered with that left hook. Yeah, Tone says that Daenerys KO was a thing of beauty. I agree. Beautiful shot. And the thing I noticed, look at that KO. Daenerys, before this move back down to bantamweight, had a habit of loading up with a lot of punches. He was really loading up on shots. That knockout, he didn't really put his whole body weight into it. He didn't go gung ho with it. He just, timed it well, let the punch go with nice speed, and it got the knockout. I mean, he seems to be going back to his boxing a bit, which is good. Because, like I always say, Daenerys, before he kind of really got a big profile, before that he boxed a lot more. When he was at I think it was at flyweight, super flyweight, whatever it was, he boxed a lot more down there, feinted a lot more, set his stuff up, more of a jab, and he seems to be going back to that a bit, which is good. He's not at that level. He obviously won't be. He's older, but he's relying on skill more now again, which is good. I think Daenerys was the classic case of a guy developing a puncher's arrogance, to be honest, where you just believe in your power so much that you neglect everything else. But he now realizes he needs to go back to what he was good at. But that's just my opinion. I could be reading it totally wrong. Yeah, Boundless Boxing Talk. Daenerys chinning Inoue would be huge. Inoue's top 10 pound for pound. If Daenerys knocks out Inoue, you've got to have Daenerys back in that list as well. Get this smoke. Which card on the World Boxing Super Series was better than Wilder Fury with Hurd, Stevenson, and Ortiz in support? Hurd fought a pudding, Ortiz fought a pudding, and Stevenson was technically a different card. So the Fury Wilder card itself, the card itself was terrible apart from the main event. Like, no way can anybody tell me like Taylor Baranchik, what that is coming up with Inoue Rodriguez on the card is worse than that. It's better. Maybe for like guys who like the big events, yeah, maybe you're going to say Wilder Joshua, fair enough. But in terms of quality boxing, give me the Taylor card 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. But that's just how I see it. But it is what it is. What's up, Shepherd of Suns? Japanese fighters always fail at the very top. Can Inoue break the mold? It's an interesting one. Like recent guys like Uchiyama and who's the guy Neri beat? I forgot his name. Yamanaka. Yeah, they kind of come unstuck when they fought the biggest fights of their career. I think Uchiyama just got old, to be honest. But yeah, you're right. You're right. It's going to be interesting. I think Inoue does have a lot of ability. I think he's a very good fighter. But people, I don't know. I think people need to hold back a bit with Inoue. But it's a great fight. Inoue versus Rodriguez, good fight itself. But man, Inoue versus Donaire. Looking forward to it. I really am. Shepherd of Suns in the chat. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Inoue did duck a whole division. He should have fought the likes of Roman Gonzalez way back when. You're right. Did we ever get an explanation for that? Because that was weird. But he can make up for it. That's the thing. Yeah, he did duck that whole division. But let's say he goes through this World Boxing Super Series, beats Rodriguez, beats Donaire, and then he fights Neri. I'd forgive him at that point, man, to be honest with you. Yeah, Carnival, he says Hasegawa. Yeah, Ioka. Yeah, I felt to be fair to Ioka, I felt he just about beat Nietes, but yeah, and MB says Jezreel Corrales ruined Uchiyama. Yeah, a Carnival says he reckoned Vic Darchinyan beat Yamanaka. To be honest with you, I've not seen that fight. I need to watch that back. I liked Darchinyan though, great puncher, especially before Donaire. Like he was smashing everybody up. I think Darchinyan at that point was pound for pound. Very good fighter. Even when he was past it, man, he was still a problem. Aob's Prograis is going to beat Taylor. It could happen. It could happen. I know. Listen, it's going to sound like people are overrating Prograis, but I like what I see from him. I do like the fact he's shown a few different sides to his game. You know, the counter punching and boxer punching against Relic. I've seen them apply pressure. He does a few things in there, which is good. But Prograis versus Taylor to me is a great fight. But Taylor obviously has to get past Baranchik, and I don't think that's an easy fight. I think Baranchik is a very good pressure fighter. He can get low. You know, he's very strong on the inside. Good fight. Good fight. Yeah, Boundless Boxing Talk, you are right. Yamanaka was past it. And also, let's be honest, Neri was juiced to the gills. And yeah, Neri missed weight as well for the second fight. It was a joke, the whole thing. Boundless Boxing Talk, he don't think people are rating Inoue high enough. Oh, he thinks Inoue starts his prime Gonzalez. I'm not sure, man. Not sure. Inoue is right where he should be. He needs some bigger wins, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Inoue, he's where he should be right now. But yeah, you're right. He needs those next big wins. Like he needs that. He needs to go to that next step. And I think the World Boxing Super Series is a great start. To be honest with you, I think that'll tell us a lot more. Yeah, and Selma Moreno versus Yamanaka, excellent fight. Really good fight. Okay, Tom S in the chat. Hay from the Chisora fight versus Belly from the Hay 2 fight. I think Chisora. Sorry, Hay. Okay, Carnival says Yamanaka ran for dear life. I'm presuming that was in the Darchinian fight. I need to watch that if it's on YouTube. I need to watch that. Yeah, Organics Herbal Supplements. It will be a big fight, like Taylor versus Progress. Great fight, man. Excellent fight. I can't really call it, to be honest with you. I really can't. I like both guys. To me, Progress, I don't know, like people like they hype guys like Charlo and Tank Davis in America. But to me, Progress is far more fun to watch. I think he's more willing to fight guys. I think he showed more tools in his toolbox. I don't get why Progress isn't getting the same treatment these guys get, to be honest with you. It's like Danny Jacobs as well. Like Danny Jacobs is fighting one of the best guys in boxing, but like nobody over there really gives Jacobs much props or credit. But they hype these guys like Jamal Charlo up. They've not really proved much. It's weird, but there we go. There we go. Yeah, Carnival says Progress versus Taylor is 50-50. I agree. I agree. And listen, man, I mean, Taylor's not guaranteed to get past Baranchik, in my opinion. For Quags, Taylor beats Progress. Progress is very hittable too. Yeah, Progress can get touched up. He can. But at the same time, he's no like Brandon Rios. Like he doesn't get hit. He doesn't block punches with his face. His face either. Sorry, he's got decent defense. And Taylor gets hit. Taylor gets caught square on sometimes. I mean, it's a good fight. It's a really good fight. Either guy could get knocked out. Okay, the Quags, he thinks Taylor TKO's Progress late rounds. Yeah, could happen. Could happen. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns in the chat. Exactly. Let's see if Taylor beats Ivan Baranchik first. It's not a foregone conclusion. Baranchik, he does really apply good pressure. He's got power, physically very strong. Like I said, he gets low. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor struggles to find his range, and I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor's a bit inaccurate in this fight. It's a good one. It's a good one. I mean, at times, Victor Postal was beating up Taylor on the inside. What happens if Baranchik is on his chest? What happens? It's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Okay, Boundless Boxing Talk. He says Inoue has a very good resume. Not amazing, but it's underrated. Yeah, he's got some decent wins. I like the Narvaez win. I like the Taguchi win. There are a couple of good wins. And it's not only like the quality of wins, it's even guys like Payano. Payano's like no top five guy, but he's made everyone else struggle. And the way Inoue dealt with him was quite impressive, at the least. Yeah, Aobs. That's the fight I want to see if Inoue gets through this whole World Boxing Super Series. Inoue versus Luis Neri, great fight. Now I think Inoue is better than Neri. I think he's better. He's better technically, at least. But Neri's a big lump. He's big. Okay, D says Taylor versus Baranchik is going to be fight of the year. It could happen. Aobs, he says Ivan looks diesel. We need Varda on him. Ivan Baranchik looks like a mini tank. Like mini Hulk. He's like really, really strong guy, man. Either that or he just has good genetics. But I saw Baranchik on the come up. I think it was on Showbox, I want to say, and I always liked his style. Very aggressive. He can punch. He has been dropped a couple of times. I saw him get dropped once by somebody. Can't think who it was. But sometimes he's a bit too over aggressive. Maybe Taylor could catch him. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. Looking forward to it. Taylor's one of a few fighters in the UK I'm very excited about. I can't lie. I think he's a very good talent. I think sometimes in the UK fighters get hyped way too much, way before they've really proved anything. But even I'm super excited about Josh Taylor. I think he's a really good talent. He reminds me a little bit of Errol Spence, Josh Taylor. Okay, yeah, Aob's Progress was leaning back and slapping that left hand. Great fighter. Yeah, Progress, he does a few subtle things in there. Like even how he applies pressure. Like when he applies pressure, he like shifts forward while punching. Um, he's got a lot of subtle movements. He's got a lot of veteran movements. I like what I see from Progress. I really do. I think he's very good. Yeah, Glenn Mash. Size difference head to head between Allen and Price was ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, it was. Who do you think is going to win that fight, Glynn? I think Price probably wins the early rounds. He gasses out, then he gets knocked out. But it should be good, man. Should be good. It's a low level fight, but it's going to be fun. ABC Def's in the chat. How you doing, bro? Yeah, get this smoke. He says Charlo's fight on bigger cards and have better fights. Jacob's signature fights are on the PBC. I disagree. I mean, he fought Golovkin. That was a Golovkin show or a K2 show. And obviously, the Canelo fight this weekend is a DAZN and Golden Boy show. He's had bigger fights since he's been with Hearn, to be honest with you. Or he's having his biggest fight since he's been with Hearn. And he's fought good competition as well. Let's be honest about it. He's fought guys like Selecki and Derevinchenko. I mean, Arias was a bit of a gimme fight, fair enough. But apart from that, Jacobs, for like recently, has been fighting good guys. Okay, Aob's in the chat. He's referring to Manuel Char. He now wants to be referred to as Mahmoud Char. Yeah, I heard that. Your old Dar 420, Josh Taylor #1. He could be, man. He could be. He really could be. Don Hearn, what is up, bro? How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Had nothing to do tonight, so I thought I'd stream. I thought I'd pop up a live stream. Yeah, ABC Def, Selecki versus Korobov. That would have been a great fight. I'd like to see it. See what should have happened with with Korobov. Let's be honest about it. Jamal Charlo should have rematched Korobov because a lot of people felt he lost. I felt it was a close fight that could have gone either way. The cards were disgusting, but Charlo didn't really beat Korobov decisively, if we're being honest about it. They should have rematched Charlo Korobov. It's a much better fight than Brandon Adams. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns, Char is the Klitschko victim still relevant in the golden age of heavyweight boxing, exactly. And he's not the only one. Chisora, Povetkin, Pulev, still knocking about. See, I don't think this is a golden era. I think in 18 months' time, once these old guys have gone, and once the new prospects are coming up and become contenders, at that point we maybe could call it a golden era. Because we've got Jagba, we've got Hergovich, we've got Joyce Dubois, we've got Makhmudov, we've got all of these guys coming up, Jalalov, all of these guys. If these guys can be good contenders in 2 years' time, then maybe at that point we've got a golden age. But right now, no way, not a golden age at all. You're 100% right. 100% right. And Copendo9 in the chat, he's mentioned another guy. Ivan Dichko, yeah, another heavyweight prospect. I think he's like 6'7", good boxer behind his jab. He's got good feet, good speed. He's a bit chinny, but he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. But yeah, Ivan Dichko is fighting Ray Austin next. That is poor. Yeah, Cop and I agree. I agree. And yeah, Dichko, his career is not really going anywhere right now. He last fought in June, July last year. He's not fought since. He needs to get a move on. Yeah, ABC definitely agrees. He says this isn't a golden era. Yeah, people don't even want to fight each other. Exactly. Exactly. The Quags heavyweights are stuck in the dark ages. Yep. Listen, I think the heavyweight division has potential. It has potential. Like I said, in 12 months' time, 18 months' time, it could look a lot different. I do think Ajagba is a very good prospect. I think Hergovich is a very good prospect. And other guys out there who I mentioned. So it could be looking really good in 12 months' time. But we need to get rid of the likes of Povetkin, Ortiz, Pulev, and have some of these young guys come through. ABC Def, I think Golovkin would brutalize Charlo over 12 rounds, not KO. I feel Jamal has a strong chin. I think Jamal looks like a strong lad. I think he can take a punch. But yeah, I think Golovkin beats him. Thing is with Jamal Charlo, I really liked the momentum he had at 154. So he beat Julian Williams in a fight I really wanted to see. He then had a stay busy defense against a nobody, and after that, I think he fought Austin Trout. At that stage, I was really excited. He was doing some good things, and he was in some fun fights. But after that, he's not really done much. That's my problem with Charlo. I do think he's a good fighter. I think he's talented, got a nice jab, nice right hand. He's a bit straight up and down, but he's a good guy. He's a good fighter. Just want to see a bit more. I don't think that's a crime to ask for that, to be honest with you. Or did he fight Austin Trout before Julian Williams? I forget. I think he may have fought Austin Trout before Julian Williams. But regardless, you get what I'm saying. Shepherd of Suns says Vlad TBE, and Box says AJ TUE. Yep. He says TBE. Copendo9, what makes a golden era? It's a good question. I guess you only know when it's a golden era once it's finished. You can go back and look at it. I guess it's hard to say in the moment. Get this smoke. There's a okay. He's saying there's a reverence to the amateurs that isn't relevant in the pro. I think that's why there's a UK European culture clash with some US American boxing fans. Maybe, but like, I don't think it's even that. I just think I'm not sure what the whole thing is with like the UK and US boxing fans are very different. I think UK boxing fans. I'm not saying it to be pompous or arrogant, whatever. But I think UK boxing fans are more aware of the grassroots scene in the UK than US fans are in the US. So not many US boxing fans could tell you the prospects who are 4 or 5-0 in the US, whereas UK boxing fans or hardcore boxing fans could tell you in the UK who to look at who's like 4 and 5-0. There's a few guys in the States who can do that, but to me it's not the same. In the States, it's like you need to prove it before people get behind you, if that makes sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's wrong, but UK and US boxing fans are different. But at the same time, all we should really care about, regardless of the differences, is the best fights, right? That's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. Okay, thanks, Gur. He says, welcome back, Del Boy. What's your favourite division at the moment? My favourite division, I like middleweight. I like light heavyweight. I like cruiserweight. I like super lightweight. I like 126. I like super flyweight. I like loads of divisions. Loads of divisions are looking good, man. Shepherd of Suns. He says Dell likes for women's middleweight division. Great division. Clarissa Shields, my favourite fighter. Yeah, get this smoke. He's saying what divisions he likes. He likes heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight, lightweight. Yep, lightweight's also starting to pick up. Not only have you got good champions, you've got Lomachenko, you've got Kome, and obviously the vacant WBC, but the two champions are quite good. And also, you've got a lot of good prospects. I really like Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez looking exciting. You've got good contenders like Luke Campbell. It's a good division, lightweight. It's starting to pick up. Lightweight's been weak for a long time, but, it's starting to pick up now. Yeah, I like lightweight. It is starting to get better, lightweight. Okay, where are we at? Okay, ABC Def, he says light heavyweight and super flyweight are the divisions to watch. I can't argue with that. Yeah. Copindo9, anybody noticed the Charlos have been silent since the family got a 1 in the loss column? Yeah, they've been more quiet recently. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe Jamel Charlo's got his head down and he's looking to avenge that defeat. Maybe that's a good thing. And I've invited Copend and Hashman to the live stream. Not Copend, sorry, McGregor. Why am I saying Copend? I saw Copend's comment, that's why. Yeah, I just read his comment. Yeah, McGregor and Hashman have been invited. Okay, the Quags, he says middleweight and light heavyweight are his favourites. Can't argue. Can't argue. Aobs, he says Vladimir Klitschko was he was roiding for years. Don't care what anybody says. Listen, man, I think all of these guys are on PEDs. If I'm being honest, all of them. You good, McGregor?
Starting good.
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. It's Monday, but short week again this week. Got a Friday off, and obviously it's bank holiday Monday, so it's all good, man. It's all good. All good.
May the 4th incoming, bruh.
Yeah, man.
May the 4th be with you, bagger.
ABC
Right.
Def, he's saying most US fans don't watch all divisions. They won't know who anyway. Most fans don't.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be real here. Let's be real. How many of you guys who are saying all this shit know more than 10 fighters at 105? Come on, lads.
Yeah, I mean, most fans don't. It's not just US boxing fans, it's UK fans, it's all fans. They don't really pay attention to divisions below lightweight, really.
I think I'm a hardcore mate, but I only know 2 or 3 fighters at 105.
Yeah, no, you're right, actually. I'd probably say the same. So
I watch the fights, I just can't pronounce their fucking names.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think listen, man, there's a lot of ignorant boxing fans around, regardless. So fuck this UK US.
We're all
thing.
casuals.
Yeah, this UK US thing's stupid. It came out of nowhere. It literally started after Wilder Joshua. It was never there before, and it's BS, man. It's just like it's a way to get clicks, I guess. It's like I wouldn't feed into it. Yeah, UK and US fans are different. Like I said, I do believe UK fans have a better connection to grassroots boxing than US fans. But at the same time,
Well, you could talk about. There's a lot of reasons behind that.
The football culture in the UK helps. To be honest, like look at guys like Josh Warrington, for example. Like tapping into
Leeds.
that Leeds fan base, yeah. Like Warrington
Britain tapping into Newcastle.
Yeah. Now get this, yeah. Warrington.
Bellew with the Everton fan base.
Yeah, Warrington, yeah. When Warrington was like a British champion, he was selling more tickets at a live gate than like guys like Jamal Charlo and people like that. That's a fact. Why is that? It's not because he's better than Charlo. It's nothing like that. It's just like he's got more of a connection with his community, I guess. Like people will come out to see him. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. It's just different in the UK. Fighters, fans. It's more like it's more personal with boxing fans in the UK. That's what it seems like.
Well, I can do my best to explain it if you want me to give it a go.
Yeah.
In America, Alabama is larger than the United Kingdom. You realize this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Texas is,
right.
Isn't it?
Texas is way bigger.
Yeah,
way
exactly.
bigger. You can fit Ireland into Texas 17 times.
Yeah.
Like the state of California per person or something has like 35, 40 million people there.
Yeah.
One state. The truth of the matter is, in America, boxing was once the biggest sport. It was. Going way back to the days of Jack Dempsey.
Yep.
Jack Dempsey was paid way more money than Babe Ruth. Have you any idea how ridiculous that is?
That's mad. It's crazy.
That's like Anthony Joshua making more money a year than Lewis Hamilton, which he doesn't.
Yeah, or Ronaldo or fucking Messi. Yeah.
Exactly. Like we're talking major shit. Major League Baseball was massive back then. You know what I mean? Now, because of the separate, people will say whatever, but because of the amount of competitiveness in the market for sports in America, it's completely different in the UK. If you look at Sky Sports, right? What's boxing competing with? It's competing with what? the Premier League that happens Monday Night Football and Super Sunday. Nothing normally on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
It's competing with that, right? Then outside of that, what's it competing with? F1, cricket,
F1,
netball?
I say F1, cricket, rugby.
Rugby isn't on Sky that often, though. And even then, it's rugby league, which is smaller than rugby union.
But there's more than one channel, though. It's like there's multiple sports in the UK that are more popular than boxing.
Not anymore.
There is, bro. There is,
no,
man.
not anymore. There used to be. I'm gonna talk to you real viewing figures, right? Boxing is raking in more viewing figures than all of those sports right now. 6 years ago, you were right. 5 years ago, you were right. As of last year and this year, you're wrong. The viewing figures on boxing is higher. The gates are higher. The only sport in England that actually beats it consistently on a regular basis for main events is football.
No, rugby does.
Rugby,
easy.
No, rugby
no,
does.
I'm sorry. Rugby pisses all over boxing.
No, international rugby does. Do you know what the highest gate this year has been at a rugby game? Tickets are going for 25 quid maximum nowadays. Rugby's there's not as many fans as you really think. They have the league, and those league games, they're played across different countries. The Guinness Premiership is actually at a record low.
Yeah, but look at boxing in the UK, yeah? So Joshua, White, Fury, who else? Joshua, White, Fury. Maybe a Brook, maybe a Warrington. I mean, after that,
Warrington's doing better ticket sales than Dua Lipa in England.
Right, I'm sorry, man. I'm talking about a man in the street. Yeah, talk about boxing. See what happens. Talk about boxing. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Right, I'm gonna ask you a question. You walk down the street, right? You say to the random person, "Who's Marlo Tuolangi?"
A lot will know in England. A few might.
Right? He's probably the most famous rugby player right now in England, maybe, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. None of them are knowing him before they're knowing Joshua. No.
But that's like saying, see, Joshua's like more than boxing, though, isn't it? It's like he's one of those.
No. Listen, there's only two guys I think are more famous in all of England right now than him. In terms of players. In terms of football players, and that's Sterling and Harry Kane. Maybe Virgil van Dijk and Salah. But for English themselves, if you walk down the street, right, the average person will notice fucking Joshua before they're going to notice Eric Dyer, mate.
If boxing, you're saying boxing is basically the second biggest sport in the UK. If that was the case, there'd be more than 4 names.
I'm saying boxing itself is actually at a boom.
Of course it's at a boom. Yeah,
but in terms of the viewing figures on Sky alone, I'm telling you, mate, when fucking the Tigers were fucking playing when the Wasps were playing the Tigers, right? Yeah, they had 300,000 people watching that. 300,000.
Some of the match and regular shows don't even crack 100K on the regular Sky.
Some, a couple do. I mean, the Dave Allen fucking Lucas Brown card cracked 800.
Nah, but boxing ain't the biggest. Nah, it's not, man. It's not the second biggest.
When Dave Allen's doing 800K and a fucking final in rugby's doing 500K, and you're trying to tell me the fucking rugby's bigger than boxing? Nah.
Rugby's a bigger sport than boxing in the UK. It just is.
No, you're just saying it just is, but you're not bringing any information behind that. You're just saying it.
Bro,
go ahead and get all the viewing figures and bring me some factual information.
IRL, real life. People talk about Six Nations. People talk about all that shit.
I already said scratch international shit.
Bro, it's rugby. What are you talking about? It's fucking rugby. It's an English sport. What do you mean scrap internationals?
Mate, I'm telling you right now, nobody, no fucking rugby game in England will ever do more fucking viewing figures than an Olympics Games with fucking boxers. None. Bro, when Joshua won the Olympic gold medal, right? When he won the Olympic gold medal, it had 21 million people watching, yeah? England in the Six Nations this year, the highest viewing figures is 12.6 million. Fuck out of here with that shit. If you want to go and do the international business and you want to have to compare it, you have to compare boxing's only form of international, actual national representation is at the fucking Olympics. Nothing will touch that. Nothing will touch any event in the Olympics, and you know that.
Nah, but boxing is not consistently a bigger sport than rugby in the UK.
Mate,
It's not.
I am a huge rugby fan.
Bro, it's not.
I am a huge rugby fan. You can say consistency all you want. I'm bringing up actual viewing figures. I can go and get them. You can go and get yours all you want. But when the fucking final, the rugby league final took place, yeah, there was 300,000 less people watched that than Dave Allen versus fucking Derek Chisora versus fucking Lucas Brown. And Derek Chisora and Senegashi on the undercard. 300,000 left. Hughie Fury fought against fucking Sam Sexton. Did 3.2 million more views than that shit. What the hell?
Nah, rugby's a bigger sport, man. The chat says, man. Like, listen, like real life.
Everybody
real
can
life.
say what. No, I don't give a shit. I'm talking viewing figures. You can bring up real life all you want. Real life doesn't matter. Bro, what matters is the viewing figures. Everybody can say they know a name. The name doesn't mean shit. It says who's watching it.
Man, no, listen, bruv. I'm telling you, viewing figures are BS anyway. How do you know what's real? Really? Like, no. Real talk, though.
Did you join the LDBC yesterday?
We're fucking. In real life, yeah, I don't hear people talk about boxing. I don't hear anybody talk about boxing. When Joshua fights, yeah, sure. When Dillian White.
When was the last time you walked down the street and you heard two lads having a conversation about James Haskell?
When was the last time I fucking went down the street and heard a guy have a conversation about Dave Allen?
I did yesterday.
I've not. Nah, I've not. I'm sorry.
I heard two lads today talking about fucking David Price versus David Allen and how they're going to the O2 because Dave Allen's a dazzler.
No, I've not heard it, mate. I've heard people talk about Joshua. I've heard people talk about like the big pay-per-view guys, Dillian White, Fury. But other than that, bro, you can't get. Nah, I'm not having it.
You don't have to have it. Bring up whatever narrative you want,
bro. Look Google like any official list. Why is boxing always consistently below rugby? It's even below cricket.
Things have been changing.
Yeah. Boxing is getting more popular, 100%. But I mean, I on a consistent basis, yeah, a Joshua, a White, yeah, you're right. These guys can do big numbers. Even Dave Allen, yeah, you're right. But it's not consistent. If they're 4, 5, 6 guys, you've got to take into account the lower guys as well. If you want to take it across the board, rugby's a bigger sport. Nobody can tell me otherwise.
Okay.
From participation level all the way to up the top, rugby's a bigger sport.
Okay.
Easily, it's not even a debate.
Oh, okay. Now go back it up with facts.
Bro,
instead of your opinion.
Real life.
No, mate, go ahead and get 150 people. Ask them who James Haskell is, yeah? Ask them who Dillian White is and see what happens. Go do it. Do a survey. Go do it live. Go interviewing 150 people. Do it.
Mate, if I went up north and said that, a lot of people will know who that Haskell dude is.
Right, do it.
Actually, do you know what? Maybe in the south, you could have a point. I'll give you that, but up north, no way. And even in the south, like outside of London, a lot of posh areas, it's all fucking rugby. It's all rugby.
I suppose you'd know more about the posh side of things than I would.
Fucking Stephen, if yeah, right. But nah, I'm not having it.
I'm just letting you know, man.
Bruv. Like Andy Murray, like Wimbledon and shit like that. Like that dude like does huge numbers.
Andy Murray, sure, yeah. What's he got to do with rugby?
But that's like saying like one name. That's like saying so like Andy Murray. Yeah, he like against who did he fucking
Mate, it doesn't matter when it comes to tennis. If an event takes place, tennis is reaping everything when it's the Grand Slams.
Yeah,
that's
but
a fact.
That's what I'm saying. It's like saying one name. Let's say Andy Murray smashes everything on in that year in terms of viewing figures, which could happen.
Mate, more people watched Andy Murray in the Wimbledon final when he beat somebody like a couple of years ago, I think of Djokovic, than people watched Manchester City play against Manchester United.
But that's what I'm saying though. It doesn't mean tennis is a bigger sport than football because one thing outperformed the rest. It doesn't mean that.
Well, nothing's a bigger sport than football. Football's the biggest sport internationally.
in the world, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. One fucking big viewing figure or a few big viewing figures doesn't equate to be of a sport being bigger. On a consistent basis, rugby's consistent. Yeah, it's not what it was, but it's pretty consistent. It's still got a large fan base. It's got a lot. I'd say it's got a larger core loyal fan base than boxing. Easy. Yeah, rugby doesn't attract like huge casual audiences, I guess.
I mean,
But
I've never seen rugby. Hold on. Let me go live rugby.
and
Hold
and,
on.
and listen, man, boxing gyms
Let's
are
talk
closing in
real
my
life.
areas.
Let's talk real life. Filter. Live. I typed in live rugby chat. I'm scrolling down. There's not one. There isn't anybody talking about rugby online right now. Right, let's type in boxing live. Let's see how many live streams are going on about boxing right now. Right, boxing live. Right, we've got BF TB. Right, we've got True Skill. We've Raphael Dawkins. We've got Del Boys Boxing News. We've got Z Bestial. We've got Coy's Boxers. We've got Goodfella. Right now we have 14 live streams right now going on at the exact same time about fucking boxing. Rugby, not one. Nobody gives a shit about rugby.
Bro, mate, 6 names doesn't equate to a sport being bigger. I'm sorry. When I see boxing gyms closing down in my area, so I'm not having it. Not having it. Sorry,
Boxing gyms closing down because there's no actual grassroots money going into it.
Bruv, this is the second biggest sport in the UK. Apparently.
I didn't say it's the second biggest sport. I'm just saying right now it's doing bigger numbers than rugby is in terms of actual viewing figures. Rugby isn't the second biggest sport in the UK either. Surprisingly enough, the thing with the highest amount of gates outside of football right now is fucking darts.
Oh dear. Yeah.
That's true, by the way. Gates.
No,
darts.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Darts is like it's getting bigger again.
Darts is fucking massive right now, man. I guarantee it. Nearly everybody in the chat watches the Premier League. We all know who MVG is, right? Sorry about that.
But nice. Take these 5 or 6 names out. It's not what you think it is. That's what I'm saying. And also, another thing you need to take into account, you're saying the word boom a lot. It ain't gonna last. What do you think's gonna happen when boxing isn't in the Olympics? That's gonna be a big blow to the UK, trust me. Gonna be a big blow. Listen, man, we are around the corner is gonna be a dark age, so it's a boom. It's a boom in like a long period of time. Boxing ain't gonna come close to like rugby in that in the long.
You're just mad because boxing is sexy again.
It is, but like.
Did you not hear Bazza today?
Yeah, he's off his gaff.
Yo, I said he wasn't playing with the full deck to me, mate. Do you know what my mate said back to me? Nah, mate, he's playing with the box the deck came in.
Yeah. He's off his nut, mate. Honestly, he's off his nut.
He's a better salesman than Eddie.
He is, yeah. You can tell where Eddie got it from. Man. But nah, it's that was entertaining. Why was he there? Was it just like Eddie was unavailable or something, or what?
Eddie's doing Canelo Jacobs.
Oh, of course he is. Yeah, of course he is. You looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to watching the fight actually happen. The fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yes, it's all the fuckery outside of it. Yeah, it's like the politics, I guess. So, like,
by the way, lads, do you know what's special about this? Me and Del can argue and fight like mad, right? And we'll still be talking the next time he does a live stream. Crazy, isn't it, Del?
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It's fucking, who cares? It's two people talking on a fucking live stream. It's like
Yeah.
I think you're wrong. You think I'm wrong. There you go. It is what it is, isn't it? What can you say? What can you say?
But what we'll do, I'll go out. Like I'll go out tomorrow. I'll interview people. Name a rugby player. Name a boxer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having it, but there we go.
AA wants us to fight it out, lads. Do you want to spar it out? Right? We've trial by combat, yeah.
Trial by combat.
I fucking spark you.
I can use a baseball bat, and you have to use like 20-ounce fucking pillow gloves. I'll take it.
If you're using a baseball bat, I want MMA gloves.
No, I'd have you with a baseball bat. Nah, but it is what it is, man. I think you're right. Like boxing can draw massive numbers in the UK, but like on a whole, no, I don't think so, man. Dear. Yeah, AA saying he'll show fair play and hold for money. Yeah, no, Copendo9 in the chat. Where's the Canelo Jacobs promotion? Didn't even know it was coming up. I know what you mean. I've only done my prediction today, and I kind of forgot as well.
The truth is, they don't really promote Canelo anymore.
He's just an entity in itself, isn't he? When he
even with Golovkin, there wasn't that much promotion.
Yeah, especially with the second fight.
There was 2 or 3 press conferences, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
Same with Jacobs. We had 2 press conferences. And those press conferences, were months before the fight even took place. We're talking 5-6 weeks.
No, that's true. That's true. I think, Canelo's just got like a built-in audience at this point.
Canelo will get the views.
100%. 100%. But yeah, I think Canelo...
Yo, hold on, Box. You want me to walk down the street in Ireland and ask who's bigger between Ronan O'Gara and O'Hara Davies? Ronan O'Gara is a 3-time Six Nation champion, the second all-time caps leader for our country. If you want me to do that, let me at least fucking put Tyson Fury in there. Or how about we put Katie Taylor in there? I bet you she's more known than him.
D says top YouTube boxing channels. There's loads out there, man. I like Boxing Beats and Rhymes.
Del Boys Boxing News.
Boxing Squared.
Unrival Boxing Talking News.
Unrival Boxing Talking News. Do you know when somebody asks, because you always miss loads. Shit.
Mr. Boxing Today.
Mr. Boxing Today. You're gonna have to help me out here, mate.
EJ Boxing Live.
Yeah, EJ. There's somebody I really want to say, and I just can't fucking remember.
Boxing Talk with Addy.
I've not heard about one.
BDA.
BDA, yes, BDA. King Butcher in the chat. Yep. There's loads, man.
Ring IQ, Julian. Yep. Ring IQ. Kiwi Box. You know, some good shit, man. Kiwi.
100%. 100%.
Thai boxing.
Wingy boxing.
Umar, IFL, Umar.
Ade from Box Talk, yes.
Do you know what I want to see?
Gone. Ellie Sec.
I really want to see Behind the Shirt with Michelle Joy Phelps.
Behind the Shirt. To be fair to Michelle Joy Phelps, I watched her interview with Gassiev and Sanchez, and to be fair, those decent interviews. I can't lie. That was all right.
I actually don't think so. She's asking the same generic questions everybody asks.
But like, you could tell. I don't know. I thought it was a decent interview. I don't usually like her, but I thought that was all right. But yeah, the Gassiev one was a bit basic because obviously it's Gassiev. He's learning English from that. But I thought the Sanchez one was quite decent. And it's good to see Gassiev, get back in the swing of things. But
we forgot Nordic.
Nordic Warrior, yes. Yep. Ellie Sekback. Ellie Snake Sekback. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ellie. I'm not a fan of Ellie Sekback.
I'm actually going to start pushing out a fuck ton of content soon, mate.
Go for it, man.
Like a lot of content. History. I'm gonna be doing satire. I'm gonna be going in on people.
Yeah, man, go for it. There's a market for it. There's a market for it.
I
Yeah,
don't.
Ty and Booth. We forgot about Ty and Booth. Best channel on YouTube. Fact.
I already said Thai boxing.
You use the official channel name. Nah, yeah, Ty and Booth, best channel on YouTube. Not fuck boxing.
Fuck, but right. I'm surprised they're not saying worst channels on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not really interested, mate. To be honest with you.
That boy, worst boxing channels. Peer pressure. You have to do it now.
Worst. I reckon the boxing voice. You know.
Wow. We forgot Johnny Boy.
Johnny Boy as well. He's a great channel.
He's gassed. Johnny's off his fucking nut, man. I love Johnny.
Yeah, he's a funny dude. But no, I think the boxing voice are pretty bad these days. They used to be good, you know, as well. They used to be good, but
what did don't say the name of the channel? But what did you think of the channel I linked you yesterday?
Oh, that dude's crazy, isn't it? That dude's like just not crazy, but like I don't know.
So let me ask you the same question. What do you think of Jamal Herring versus Ito?
It's a competitive fight.
What weight divisions are that?
130.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's decent. It's an okay fight.
T Street controversy, great channel.
Ito should win, but it's a good fight. Porky's Glenn doesn't like Porky's corner.
I hate Porky.
Do you? Why? What's the backstory? Gone.
I don't want to get into it. Dude's two-faced as fuck. Lying piece of shit as well. He's a lawyer, lads. Let's just get into it. The man's a lawyer. I'm not going to go too much into the details, but he's not good at all.
I watch Porky. I think he's a funny. He's a funny dude. I don't watch him for like boxing knowledge. I just watch him to have a fucking rant, to be honest with you. But if you're not a fan, you're not a fan.
It happens. I'll look at Glim Mash. Boxing Talk with Addy and Del Boy are the only two I religiously watch.
How kind. He's trying to flatter me here. He's...
Do you know how you really flatter him? Shout out to the super chats.
Oh, dear.
Glim Mash salute. The Quag salute. Box salute. MB salute. The Quag salute. Cop End 09 salute. DRB Anuli salute. Yo, eyes on the road. Eyes on the road.
Crazy. Nah, listen, man. There's some good channels out there. Listen, there's some I don't like, but most of these shit ones people like list off, I don't really watch, to be honest with you.
Here, Del.
But you still, yeah, go on.
We've 25 people in the building, 18 likes. Yeah, we need that up to at least 108. Smash the fuck out of that like button.
Now, real talk, though, I think the best, like, there are some good channels out there, like you say, Boxing Talk with Ade. I think he's a brilliant channel. There's some really good channels out there. Really good channels.
Ed Caller with the comment of the year. Fair and unbiased boxing report, and I watched Dante's Boxing Nation.
See, I couldn't tell you a thing about Dante's Boxing Nation. I've never really.
Let me sum up Dante to you, right? Dante is the only person in YouTube who would be able to do this, right? Do you remember when the transgender boxer fought? Yeah.
Yeah.
He would literally be able to, if he wanted to say, and when Floyd Mayweather did it, he would literally be. He's one of those.
Okay. See, this Fanon guy keeps on getting called up, but I've never seen this dude at all.
I'm not gonna talk about Fanon.
That's Fanon. Fanon sounds like a gay, innit? But Fanon.
You can say what you want, mate.
But no, I mean, I've never seen that dude's channel before, so. Yeah, Tell the Truth, Big Fat Liar, Boxing Voice. Sorry, I've missed his comment. Wilder Fuck Boys. Yeah, but the thing is, the Boxing Voice used to be really good, like 4 or 5 years ago. The regular callers, some great characters. it's a really good show. Yeah, people had their biases and difference of opinions, but it was less. I can't explain it, but they seem to have like sold out now. Whereas then, I don't know, it was a lot better. The Boxing Voice.
Mate, I'm seeing a lot of hate for Fanon. I actually don't hate Fanon. I disagree with his opinions, but he's actually an okay dude.
DW Nui, he says, I've liked Blood Boxing. Yeah, I like Blood Boxing. I used to watch him way back when.
Blood, right? Let me give the lowdown on Blood. Blood, as far as boxing goes, in terms of history, in terms of up to date stuff, is easily the most unbiased person in the LDBC. I'm just gonna say it, and he's been around forever. He's real as fuck.
Oh yeah, a box recognized for Matrix. Yeah, good channel.
Recognized as a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's on BDA as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Hold on, who's this? I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, fair play, fair play. Yeah, people in the chat are just commenting on various channels. Yeah, listen, man. I mean, half of these dudes I can't gas. I don't really watch. I used to do that, like years ago. I used to watch guys who I didn't really like, but why? I mean, what's the point? So these days, I've got my set channels who I like. I watch them, and that's really it. I watch Beats. I watch Ade. I watch Hatman. I used to watch Boxing Gossip when he was active. Johnny Boy, BDA. I watch the people I watch, and that's really it. Okay, Right Hook Boxing is a good UK channel. AA Boxing and Blunts. I will check him out. I've not heard of him. I'll tell you who was good. He doesn't really upload that much, or rarely. Was Paddy Boxing? He had a good channel. Paddy Boxing and Box Pred as well. Way back when he had a good channel. The thing is with the boxing community these days, yeah, I mentioned it in my video, I think yesterday or the day before, whenever I uploaded it. Like these days, like it's not really about predictions. It's not about fight previews. It's not about up and coming fighters. It's just about politics, man. That's what kind of gets to me. And that's it is what it is, I guess. But see, I like Ingram Jones. Yeah, yeah. I like Ingram. He's not for everyone, but
Tone says there are loads of nutters who have boxing channels on YouTube. Loads of them. I'm one of them.
Yeah, Tone, and do you know what? I mentioned to McGregor when we were in private, but I made the Luis Ortiz video, and this month I've had like 120 subs.
From that video?
Not just from that video, but that had
mostly.
A big part of it. Yeah. And
it's at least 70% of it, mate.
Yeah, I kind of realised, like, if you talk shit, if you really go in on one fighter, who's like kind of...
I gained 10 subs overnight from saying PBC fanboys versus Matchroom fanboys.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hot topic, isn't it?
I don't get any subscribers.
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
Because I'm shit.
It's not that. Like I don't really. I try to leave it alone, but like for the whole Ortiz situation, it needed to be spoke about. To be honest, it was complete BS. Complete BS. Oh shit! D in the chat, he's mentioned a name as well. The guy, do you remember a guy called Apollo? Was it Apollo Jackson?
I remember Apollo.
Yeah. See, people used to fucking rip him, but he was a boxing head. Like he was a proper boxing head. Yeah. It was Apollo Jackson, wasn't it, D? Because he spied. I'm sure Apollo spied Ellie Sekbak, I want to say.
Del, I want to steal your idea.
What, the content cop idea?
Yeah. I want to steal it because I'm more of a cunt than you.
I thought about doing it, but like I can't sit through these guys' channels, man.
Whereas I can, but I'm not going to do it to just one side. I'm going to do it to everyone.
Yeah. Do it, man.
Doesn't matter who you are. If you're doing the same old shit over and over again, I'm coming for you.
So I've made a video about Makabu versus Perez. Like, how many of these dudes are going to make videos about that shit?
Del, I told you yesterday, I went into a channel asking them about Jamal Herring and Ito, and they said if it's 140, if it's lower than 147, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Yeah, Box, I know who El Dude is. That guy was on BDA once, and the guy, yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
Oh, L Dude's nuts, man. EJ brought him into a chat with me in Low Place, man. I love Low Place, by the way. Shout out to Low Place. Low Place is a comedian, man. I know some guys might not like him, but he's comical. He's just funny. He pisses BDA off more than anybody. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I've been watching
He
BDA
gets
for
on with
ages now.
Low Place is just a troll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's high level. He's high level troll. But nah, EJ brought El Dude into a chat with me, Low Place, and the guys and everything, man. And we're there, like he's like Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, he beat Errol Spence, man. He beat him 8-4. I'm like, the fuck did you just say?
Was he being serious?
Oh yeah. He started explaining, trying to break down everything. He started breaking down how he was winning the jab battle, etc.
That's mad. Absolute crazy.
68 Scrapbook Boxing Voyeurism is a very good channel. Very good channel. Hilarious. 68 Scrapbooks Boxing Voyeurism.
I'll check him out.
You should. It's very artistic what he does. He like has sad music in black and white, and he talks about like poetically, yeah, like all of these shit channels and breaking down how stupid they all are. It's kind of hilarious with a touch of sadness. Afterwards, it makes you think about yourself and what you've become. It's beautiful. I love it.
People are talking about Porky in the chat. I think the dude's funny, but McGregor doesn't like him. That's it, I guess.
Fat baldy cunt.
The thing is with Porky, I think he.
Whoa! Glyn Mash, what?
Christ, Jeff Cotto, yeah. I've not seen Jeff Cotto in ages though, but yeah, he was always good. Jeff Cotto, yeah. See, a lot of you guys, sometimes you just like you stop watching guys, for no real reason, but
mate, I'm sorry, I'm coked out of it. That's the honest truth right now, lads. I'm just coked out of it.
Jesus, mate. Jesus. You're on your Tyson Fury fucking diet.
Well, I don't have a foot yet, so.
Fair play. So
subscribe to Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. None of yous do.
No, two people in the chat that deserve a shout out. Tone, really good shout. Julian Foster, excellent channel. Way back when, just a fucking brilliant channel. And yeah, the Big Ragu as well. He actually uploaded a few videos recently, but hopefully he's back for good. Yeah, Julian Foster, the Big Ragu, great channels.
Yeah, they actually are great channels. Can we give a little shout out to someone else?
Yeah.
Right, somebody who does actually deserve a little bit of a shout out, and he's an upcoming channel. He's just started. Boundless.
Yeah, Boundless Boxing Talk. He does. He talks about fights that not everyone talks about. Does good breakdowns.
Yeah, he's talking about the same fight as Del.
Okay, yeah, Dean the chat, Big Ragu. Yeah, he made some videos recently. The Boxing Wasp, that's a name I hear all the time, but I don't remember him.
Never seen him.
No, neither have I.
Maybe Bucho or Precise or something might know the Boxing Wasp. They know everybody. Let's be real. Precise knows everyone. Because he goes onto every channel looking to either love them or hate them.
Okay, D says everybody had run Wingy at some point. Yeah, I liked Wingy though. I know he's not for everyone, but I liked his enthusiasm for boxing.
I remember the first time I spoke to Precise. Do you know what he said to me?
Go on.
He said you're a Burnett fanboy because I said I didn't rate the victory. But in my pre-fight video, I was never going to rate the victory, even if he knocked him out in a round via clean knockout, because I thought Burnett was trash. But he called me a Burnett fanboy. Roy Burnett's trash. I rate the Nanido Donaire though. I just didn't rate the victory. I've always rated the Nanido Donaire. Even now, the Nanido Donaire is in my top 15 pound for pound.
Yeah, man. Just looking at all these channels in the chat. See,
Yeah.
Aobs isn't a fan. Listen, man. You guys are all entitled to your opinions, man. I've got my set few who I watch, and they know who they are. That's what it is, man.
Unrivaled Boxing Talking News at the top of that list.
Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. He's right up there. Help him out. Drop him a sub. Let him know.
Preferably a meatball marinara.
Let him know that Del Boy sent you. But yeah, man. Now give him a sub.
I have got 11 videos right now pre-recorded.
Nice, man. Nice.
So you're all in for a bit of fun.
Glyn Mash, Porky is a cunt. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it, as he would say. Fair play. See, I think the dude's funny, but there we go. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. But
if Glyn's telling the truth about that Gainsborough chap, that's funny.
Jake's in the chat. What man like Jake? How you doing, Jake? What's going on, bruv? Man like Jake.
Jake is my favorite commenter because he's the one person who always says big up Macca. You know what I mean?
Man like Jake, he's always here. Like certain people are always here, you know, like D, Jake, Tone, MB's here a lot, Dominic, AA, the Quags. Box has been showing up a lot recently. Cop End, Simon Peters, Ed Kaler's showing up.
Unrivaled Boxing Talking News.
Ed Kaler's coming in a lot. Aobs, Azzy, Glyn Mash. There's a lot of regulars, man. I appreciate you guys. There's a lot of irregulars. That's what I like about it, though. Like, there's the regulars, and we've got a good bunch here, man. We've got a good bunch. That's the main thing. I'm sure I've missed something out. You know, just want to go back and have a look.
Hashman always shows up looking for a link, and you never send him.
No, I send Hashman all the time. He never fucking joins in.
He was asking for one earlier.
I sent him it. He came in like really early, and I sent him it.
Jesus.
Sometimes with Hashman though, if I send one, it goes through obviously, and I can't send another one. Is it because he's not accepted it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is then. There's obviously some kind of fuck up.
Let's fuck away from the channels, and let's actually talk some boxing though.
Yeah, let's have a look at the last few comments because I went all the way through again. But yeah, shout out to the regulars. Simon Peters, love you, Del, mate. Top lad. Would love to watch boxing with you, just wearing socks, nothing else. So, unless your name's like Simone Peters with massive tits and a fat ass, I mean, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
We've seen Del's Craigslist history, lads. He's done that before.
You take some fat ass chick with big tits watching boxing with you naked. You'd do that.
I've done it.
Do you know what I mean?
I literally said on Tinder I want to watch boxing with a chick naked, and I ended up doing it. That was gas.
Mate, I've been on Tinder recently. It's all right.
You sound so ashamed.
Yeah, it feels I don't know. Just feels like I don't know. It just feels dead. It's dead, isn't it? It's dead. So like the one I'm seeing now, she's like got fucking uni and doing like a dissertation or something like that, which is in soon. I don't know what this fucking means, but like, so she's got like no time. It's pissing me off. So I need to fucking shag something else while I'm waiting.
Dissertations are associated with either a master's degree or a PhD, aren't they?
Fuck knows. I don't know. I'm not interested.
Fair play.
What are you talking about? I ain't interested. Like, but yeah, something like
that. Del's proud of himself right now. Yeah. I know she's doing something that she gives a shit about. There you go, lads.
I think it's so.
Evolution.
There we go. Yeah,
you remembered that word.
Glyn Mash in the chat. Shout out. Yeah, Aobs, Hashman does have really good boxing knowledge. He can talk about pretty much anybody. Yeah, Hashman's a good chat. He's a good lad as well, man. Good lad.
You can talk about pretty much everyone as well, can't you, Del?
Listen, I'm not going to gas. There's some guys I can't, but my knowledge is
Most,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Let's have a talk about some general knowledge. Do you want to talk about some Sam Langford,
Not particularly.
Sugar Ray Robinson?
I want to talk about fucking upcoming fights, mate.
That's upcoming.
Upcoming, obviously, we know about Canelo Jacobs. That's fine, is what it is. I'm sure you're picking Canelo, yeah? Points?
I'm picking Canelo via points.
Yeah, I think I'm going with
In a
points.
close fight where some people will say Jacobs won, but Canelo will win.
Yeah. There's a couple of bits on the undercard I'm looking forward to. I mentioned it earlier. I like Virgil Ortiz's step up against Herrera. I know Herrera's past his best, but it's still a step up. And I'm not sure whether you was in here earlier, but I think Ortiz is a better prospect at Golden Boy than Ryan Garcia, if I'm being honest.
Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he's better than Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I think Virgil is up there with guys like Teofimo, to be honest, and people like that. I think he's very good. I rate him. I think he's a really good prospect.
Who's the chap who fought the other day, the Puerto Rican guy?
Puerto Rican. What card? Do you know what card it was on?
I think it was on the Teofimo card.
Oh, Christ. What was his name? Was it Verdejo?
Oh, yeah, Felix Verdejo.
Yeah, Verdejo.
Do you rate Verdejo? I'm not a big, massive fan of Felix.
Nah, he's not really panned out, to be honest with you. At one point, he was getting super hype. Like he was like, was it 2014? Maybe he was maybe the most hyped prospect in boxing. Like he was really hyped, and it's just not really worked out. He's had injuries. He had that motorcycle accident, inactivity, shock defeat. It's just not worked out. Just not worked out. Yeah, people in the chat.
MB asks Maccabi where Mike.
No, I missed. No, we need to hold this. You know, we need to hold this. I missed Matt Heisman. Nah, so I knew it, Matt. I knew I was going to miss somebody, man. Sorry, man. Yeah, Matt Heisman's been here for feels like a long time. It feels like Matt's been here since I've started live streaming.
I'll be honest with you. I remember when I first went into your comment section on videos. Yeah, he was commenting me.
It's crazy. Like
he's been a long time sub of yours.
It's mad. Like
that's pre 300 subs, mate.
Crazy. Like now the regulars are all fucking sick. Like a lot of them. All of them, mate. Yeah. See, D in the chat. He's not. This is a good topic actually. Talents that not really, that haven't really developed the way we wanted to. D says in the chat, Gary Russell Jr. I totally agree. I think the guy is exceptionally talented. Great hand speed, power, good boxing. I mean, the way he dealt with Johnny Gonzalez was spectacular. The guy's a great fighter, but he's just too inactive.
Can I name somebody?
Yeah, go on.
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook, yeah, I agree.
He was doing decent. He got up, he beat Porter, and from there it was a downhill slide. Never went on from it.
I totally agree.
Never improved upon it. Just slumped down. He had a lot of talent. A lot of us probably believed he could have been a unified champion of the world during 2014, 2015.
Yeah, 2014, 2015, like Brooke Furman was like a 50-50 at the time. Like it was a really evenly matched fight.
The Kell Brook who beat Sean Porter might have beat the Keith Thurman who beat Sean Porter.
Yeah. Could have done.
Because Kell at mid-range is dangerous.
He is indeed, yeah. Yeah, he is. No, you're right. Kell Brook, I've always said it as well, one of the most underutilized talents in the UK, man. Like his management, he himself, they've just not pushed it the way they should have, to be honest. It's a shame. He's a talented guy. Always has been. But
do you know what we should do? We should name some underrated fighters, like fighters who don't get any plaudits for what they do or what they've achieved.
Okay.
Like, there are guys out there who don't. Like, let's be real. Donny Nietes hasn't really received much credit during his career.
No, you're right. Nietes, you're right.
And we could actually say the same thing about Estrada.
Estrada, yeah. This weekend was basically the time people realised, oh, do you know what? This guy's quality.
And same with Rungvisai, he wasn't getting the credit he deserved. People be like, well, he was on ring. So?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking guys that people don't know.
But even
Like,
Roman,
outside of us.
but even Roman Gonzalez though, pre HBO, pre HBO, nobody was really talking about him.
Hmm.
And Roman at that time already had some good bits of some good wins, like Estrada, for example, before HBO.
Do you know who else? Like, I say this name sometimes, but I never hear anybody talk about this guy. And last year he was number 8 on my pound for pound list, right? Hecky Butler.
Oh, Butler. Yeah, the South African, yep.
He was number 8 on my pound for pound list. Hecky Butler's resume is absolutely phenomenal.
It's a good fighter.
And nobody, mate, I'm sorry, like even yourself, I didn't see you making a video on his last week. Nobody's making videos on Hecky.
No, you're right.
No one, and that's crazy. Hecky Butler's, mate, Hecky Butler, yeah, no videos. Jermell Charlo gets like a video every fucking week.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, Butler's good, man. He's good, man. I always used to remember him when he had the IBO belt, and at the time I was never really that impressed with him, but like he has come on a long way. He's done some good things, man. He's done some great things. When Butler beat when he beat what's the dude's name? Taguchi. I was shocked, I'll be honest with you.
Mm.
I thought Taguchi was going to beat him comfortably.
And then you saw how good Butler actually is. He's a solid technician, isn't he?
Yeah.
This guy he's one of the few guys who can fight on the back foot, on the front foot, can mix the shots up high and low, can defend, can out punch you, can outgun you, can outspeed you, can counter you. He's one of the few guys who can do that in all of boxing.
Yeah. Speaking of guys who never really panned out, D in the chat, he's saying Nicholas Walters. I agree. I thought Walters, despite that loss, would go on to do something, but he's not done anything. He's not fought since. Yeah. Nicholas Walters. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Okay, in the chat, somebody's saying, do we remember Tom Baker? Yeah, I do. Light heavyweight.
I do as well.
Or super middleweight.
Yeah. He hasn't fought since 2016, I don't think. Yeah. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, mate.
Yeah, he was Frank Warren, Tom Baker, box. And yeah, he was 168 or 175, one of the two. I never really rated him, I can't lie. MB, yeah, George Jupp. Yeah, George Jupp for Miguel Berchelt, believe it or not. Can't believe that. Okay, Box says Baker must have retired. No fight, yeah, no fight since 2016. Must be 26, 27 now. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Copindo 9, Gavin was never going to pan out. I think I agree. The Box says Martin Murray should have been a world champion. I felt he beat Martinez. I'll be honest, I didn't think the Sturm fight was a robbery at all. I felt a draw was fair. But the Martinez fight, yeah, Murray should have won that. Yeah, Jake Cleary, Gavin had hype and never done it. Yep. Brian Rose, the worst English boxer in recent times, overachieved. Yeah, I mean, Brian Rose, he never even won that eliminator to fight Andrade. I felt he lost that fight. I think it was to Maciel, the Argentinian dude. I felt Rose lost that fight. And obviously, Andrade beat the piss out of him. Andrade looked like $1 million that night. I know it was only against Brian Rose, but still. Box, what was that big mouth kid with Warren? Oh, Mitchell Smith. Yeah, he said, yeah, Mitchell Smith, yeah. Mitchell Smith, yeah, he never panned out. He was rated very highly. I heard a lot about Mitchell Smith on the come up, how he was going to be the next big thing. Then came along George Jupp, and that was it, man. Yeah, D, I didn't rate Brian Rose, if I'm being honest. I didn't rate him. I mean, when he won that British title, it was quite weak. The domestic scene back then. Like he'd have no chance these days. Like Fitzgerald, Liam Smith, Fowler, people like that. Cheeseman. Yeah, D. Mitchell Smith's fall from grace. Yeah, it was funny. Like he was talking all that talk to George Jupp, and he got beat, man. He got beat. Cobendo 9, yeah, Romeo. Do you know what? I actually met him once at York Hall, and he comes across as a prick on camera, but actually he was actually sound. To be honest with you, he was all right. He's a fucking little guy though. He's a fucking tank, but he's tiny as fuck. But no, he was all right. Cobendo 9, sorry. Last I heard, Mitchell has got his license back and looking to come back this year. Okay. Did Mitchell Smith get in trouble with the police by any chance? I'm sure he did. I'm sure Mitchell done something wrong. Yeah, box. Frank Warren had Romeo, Prince Patel, and people like that. Mitchell Smith, yeah. Matt Heisman, he says he's been around since the pre 200 days. Jesus Christ. Shout out, man. Shout out. Okay, MB, he went to prison. What did he do? Did he smash somebody up? I guarantee, like he beat somebody up after a night out, something like that. That sounds like a Mitchell Smith crime. I'll tell you what. There's a speaking of Frank Warren prospects of years gone by. There's one guy Frank Warren has now, and I quite like the look of him. Just need to double check his name. Oh, what's the guy's name? Frank Warren has this middleweight prospect, and he's like 10-0 with 8 knockouts. I think his name's Denzel somebody. Denzel, what's his second name? Oh, I forgot his name. It's pissing me off now. Denzel. That's the one. MB in the chat. Denzel Bentley. Yeah, 10 fights, 8 knockouts. Seems like a strong guy. He looks quite decent. It's a shame Warren doesn't really push him quite as hard as other prospects. I like him. Lyndon Arthur as well. He needs to start, getting a bit of a push, stepping up a bit. He's got a couple of guys, lower or lesser known guys who I think need to be pushed now. I want to see Lyndon Arthur get those step up fights, and same with Denzel Bentley now. I kind of want to see him get pushed. But yeah, Bentley looks quite decent. Zach Chelly as well. Yeah, he looks half decent. I've heard a lot of good things about Zach Chelly in sparring as well. Apparently, he sparred the likes of Groves, I think Eubank Jr., DeGale, and from what I've heard, he's made a good account of himself. Yeah, MB Shakan Pitters, who won the Ultimate Boxer. Yeah, he's in the mix as well. He actually looked quite decent in that tournament, to be fair. Yeah, Matt Heisman, he also said about Zach Chelly, yep. D says, did that Love Island boxer fight on Ultimate Boxer? Yeah, I think so. It rings a bell. Box. Yeah, Vijender Singh. Okay, Box says a lot of Warren's prospects take losses and then get forgotten about, like Woodstock, Zelfa Barrett, and Boy Jones. I think they're trying to get Leon Woodstock to fight Sam Bowen in Leicester.
It's a good fight.
Sells in Leicester, both guys are local. Get Woodstock a decent win, and that fight does well down there. I'd watch it. I think Bowen takes him out, if I'm being honest, but it'd be good while it lasts. And as for Zelfa Barrett, I think there's time. I don't think he'll ever be like a world champion or anything, but he could carve out a good career. He showed good heart in that Ronnie Clark fight. To be fair to him, he took his beating, didn't really no signs of quitting him, and I liked that. So he can come again. But yeah, he was overhyped, Matt, because
I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, he beat nobody before he fought Ronnie Clark, and Ronnie Clark's a big step up at domestic level. Because Ronnie Clark gave Martin J. Ward problems. I think he dropped Ward, I want to say. Yeah, Ronnie Clark's no scrub domestically at all.
No, not domestic level.
D, yeah, Joe Selkirk. I remember Joe Selkirk. Yeah.
What are we going through the mid-tier Britain?
Yeah, we was talking about like old Frank Warren prospects like Romeo Romero and Mitchell
No
Smith.
point talking about all Frank Warren prospects, mate. The second they get a loss, they're gone. That's it. You don't hear from them again for another year or two until Eddie Hearn manages to pick them up and put them in against one of his Olympians and they get shit beat out. Fact.
Okay, Copendo 9. Big Baby gets a 6-month ban from the WBA. Yep. Crazy, innit?
I don't give a shit.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Just let these guys juice up. Fuck it. Yeah, Matt, Ronnie Clark's a good fighter, man. He comes to bring it. And yeah, you're right. If he was maybe better managed, yeah, he would have had a better career. Because he can fight domestically, man. He really can. But no, I think some of these prospects will come again, like Zelfa Barrett and Leon Woodstock. They'll come again. They've got good styles to watch. They're good. They've got good TV styles, so I think they'll come again. I mean, some of these dudes, I hate to say it, some of these lower level, or no, I'm not going to say that word, but like some of these domestic guys need to look at Dave Allen. To be honest,
they need to follow the Dave Allen method.
Yeah, they need to really
promote yourself.
Take social media seriously, get yourself out there. Listen, we kind of moan about him sometimes, but I do. He sells. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So fair play to the kid. He's getting money out of the sport.
He has a real fan base.
Yeah.
A real fan base.
Yeah, he does. No, he does. He's starting to sell tickets as well live now.
And they swear by him.
Yeah, man. AA Boxing and Blunts. Ronnie was wild at times in his life. He was a live wire in and out of a ring. Yeah, he looks that type, man. He looks that type. Ronnie looks like he belongs on the set of Trainspotting.
Which Ronnie?
Ronnie Clark. The Scottish.
Oh, Ronnie Clark. Yeah.
Looks like he belongs on Trainspotting.
Man, I haven't heard Ronnie Clark's name in a minute.
Yeah. Because he smashed up Zelfa, didn't he?
Who brought Ronnie Clark up?
No, we was talking about like Zelfa Barrett and that, and that's how he got brought
Ollie.
Yeah.
Man. Fucking hell.
But he's not had has he fought since that fight? I'm not sure, to be honest. MB in the chat. One guy I've always liked is the Welshman Craig Evans. He'll fight absolutely anybody. Yeah, he's fighting Stephen Ormond next. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Okay, Matt Heisman, he's saying Dave Allen's a funny one. I remember before the Ortiz fight, I Snapchatted him and he responded, demolishing a bargain bucket. Demolishing a bargain bucket to himself. True story.
Mate, true story, yeah. I was out on a night out, like, in London once, yeah, and I was absolutely pissed drunk, yeah. And I went into a McDonald's, and this was with a couple of mates, and we went in just to get, like, a couple of things off the pound saver, right?
Yeah.
And no joke, sitting down at 11:30 p.m., yeah, was Dave Allen eating a Big Mac meal on his own. No, no joke, mate. He's a legend, isn't he? He just doesn't give a toss, does he?
No.
But I think he's taking things a little bit more serious now. And I feel like he's got a proper Barnett lad there with him in Darren Barker. Barnett, not too far from Doncaster, is it?
Barnett's like London, bro.
It's not too far. It's only around the corner, isn't it?
But no, I think it's a good match.
A good similarity. Good, like, similar personalities.
Yeah.
And Darren Barker, like, he's one of these guys, no matter what anybody says, he lived and died by the gym.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
If he's not just a good boxing coach, which I believe he could actually be a very good boxing coach, I think Darren Barker is perfect for Dave Allen as a personal trainer. That man. Oh, yeah. That man's as fit as a fiddle. Did you ever see Dan Barker gas though?
No. And and even like in retirement, man, the guy's in shape.
Oh yeah, he's looking fucking well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's in better shape than Matthew Macklin and Andy Lee.
Yeah. Oh man, you're right. It's nice. It's a good fit.
Matthew Macklin's grown a gut, isn't he?
Oh yeah. He's living a good life, man, on those fucking
on that gangster money.
On that gangster money, yeah, man. That blood money.
Fuck. I'm gonna get shot now, watch.
Yeah, D says, has Romeo retired? I don't know. I heard he was coming back, then I heard nothing, so I remember when O'Hara Davis called him out. O'Hara would have fucking sparked him. Absolutely sparked him. Yeah, Adam Scott, I've heard good things about Mark Tibbs as well. Apparently he's a sound guy.
He is.
He's a sound guy, but you wouldn't want to fuck with him, would you?
Mate, I wouldn't mind fucking calling him a cunt and looking at him saying, "Oh, you minge."
Nah,
he's a hard little bastard, isn't he?
Yeah, I like Tibbs. I think he's a good trainer as well. I think he's one of the better trainers, actually.
I think the work he's done with Dillian White is absolutely phenomenal.
So do I. I think he's done a great job.
He's turned him from a slugger into an actual fighter.
Yeah. He's counter-punching so much better now. Jabs better. He keeps his shape a bit better as well. He's definitely done a great job with Dillian. Done a really good job. I like Mark Tibbs. He's a boxing man as well. Like, there's certain matchroom trainers I can't stand, and I think we all know who they are.
No, we don't. Please highlight first.
Like Tony Sims is one. Tony Sims to me always doesn't really come across that well. I don't think Joe Gallagher's actually as bad as people make out personally, but I don't think he's great.
Anyone else?
So I'll be honest, yeah, Tony Sims is the main culprit. I just think about that dude. I cannot stand. But yeah, not a big fan of Joe Gallagher. But I don't think Gallagher's that bad either. I don't think he's as bad as people say.
I think he gets more flack than he deserves.
Yeah, because a lot of these trainers do. Yeah, You're
Like,
right.
I hear people who've never gone into a boxing gym say Abel Sanchez is a shit trainer.
That's BS, man. He's not a bad trainer at all. Yeah, he's had a bad
Look at
year.
what he did with Terry Norris.
Yep, exactly. He's a good
Look,
trainer. Like trainers, the thing is, yeah, trainers are only as good as their fighters. Like if their fighters, let's say they've got 5 fighters and their 5 fighters happen to take a loss, the trainers are gonna get fingers pointed at them when it just happens. It's boxing.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard about trainers was somebody told me Paddy Fitzpatrick's a better trainer than Derek James.
Yeah. uh,
That caught me off guard. I didn't even know how to respond.
Derek James is a good trainer. To be fair, he's done some great things.
Phenomenal trainer, in my opinion. One of the best in the world.
Great stuff with Errol Spence.
He's one of the best trainers in the world right now, Derek James.
100%.
He's also got Jamal Charlo in that camp.
Yep.
He's doing very well. But his work with Errol's phenomenal. The way Errol fights.
The one US trainer I like is Ronnie Shields, personally.
Ronnie Shields?
Yeah, I like Ronnie Shields.
I like Teddy Atlas.
Yep. Yep.
I like John David Jackson.
John David Jackson, yeah. See, I like Buddy McGirt. I love the work he did with Kovalev.
Oh, Buddy McGirt's a phenomenal trainer, in my opinion.
Liked how he got Kovalev to go back to basics. He went like he just took out all the BS. He got Kovalev to forget about the first fight with Alvarez. You know,
What did you think of Teddy Atlas's work with Vojtic? The way Vojtic, his style is slightly changed to fight Adonis. I like that.
So did I. I felt I agree. I felt he was really concise in the corner as well. Some good instructions. Yeah, I thought
same thing when he changed Povetkin's style to beat Shaguyev.
Yep.
He's a good trainer. James Ali Bashir, very good trainer.
No, I agree.
Some very good trainers out there, man.
Yeah, he's very good trainers, man.
I'm hearing rumors Golovkin might be hiring Robert Garcia.
I heard that. But
if that happens, that's a good coach for him.
I heard Golovkin's going to use his brother.
Max?
Yep.
Based off of everything I've heard from Golovkin, that might actually be smart because there isn't a person in the world you'll listen to more than his brother, apparently.
Yeah, and Max apparently, well, he's an amateur boxer himself. He knows the sport.
Apparently, Max was better than him.
Yeah, he was more technical.
That's what. Yeah, so it'd be interesting.
See, the guy I wanted to see Golovkin with was I'd love to see him with Buddy McGirt to get back to that jab, to get back to like the more amateur style behind that jab. Use his feet a bit more. You know, try to box more because Golovkin can box. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, if you followed his career since day dot or looked back at his amateur fights, the guy can box.
Golovkin is a very, very technically good boxer. I hate the way people say he's not. I mean, he doesn't need to use his defense, so he doesn't. But his jab is one of the best in the entire sport.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. With like Buddy McGirt, he'll take Golovkin back to basics, like he did with Kovalev. Forget so much about the power. Forget about the aggression. Use the jab. Use your feet. Use the straight punches. Use your technical skills. And I think Buddy McGirt could be a good fit for Golovkin because of that. You know, because he even got like Buddy McGirt. Like, you laugh all you want, but like he got Arturo Gatti to box more as well. Like, he even got Arturo Gatti to box more. So I like Buddy McGirt for somebody like Golovkin, to be honest with you. Okay, McGregor's dropped out, I think. Box in the chat, Mike Coppinger has said it's Ruiz. Yeah, I saw that for Joshua, yep. Okay, Copindo9. Romeo is training with Don Charles. Whether that means he's coming back is anybody's guess. Okay. D in the chat, we'll see how Lomachenko improves under Billy Nelson. Billy Nelson said Bakale beats AJ. Fucking hell. Billy's got to hype his man up, but fucking hell. Crazy. Yeah, MB in the chat. Manny Robles. Yep, good trainer. There's a lot of good trainers out there, man. There is. Some guys get overhyped, especially in the UK. You know, like Gallagher, like Adam Booth. But there's some good trainers about. And also, in regards to trainers, obviously, rest in peace to Oliver Harrison. Obviously, he was Khan's trainer for I think he was Khan's trainer for his first 19 fights, and he done some great work with Martin Murray. Done some good work with Rocky Fielding. He took Rocky Fielding from an absolute nobody to a somebody, you know. So yeah, Oliver Harrison, yeah, he was a good trainer, man. He never really got his shot though. Never really got his opportunity. You know, he was dumped by Khan, and obviously after that, Khan got knocked out by Prescott. It's a shame Harrison never really got his respect because if Murray beat Martinez, maybe it would have happened. But yeah, it's a shame, man. Like, but he was a good boxing person. Like Oliver Harrison was one of those guys. Like, I've never heard a bad word said about him, to be honest. Yeah, Adam Scott. Oliver Harrison passed away, I think, on the weekend or Friday, I believe. I think it's Friday. Apparently, he was battling cancer. Obviously, I knew he wasn't well, but yeah, he's no longer with us. But no, he was a great boxing man. MB in the chat, man, like Bobby Rimmer. Yep. Bruv, speaking of Brian Rose, I want to put this out there. I follow the guy on Twitter, yeah, and he's got some weird. He's got like a back and forth with the UFC dude, Rampage Jackson. I think they know each other for some reason. That's weird, man. Quinton Rampage Jackson and Brian Rose like tweeting each other. It's weird. Yeah, D in the chat. He's saying he's replying to MB. Ruiz wasn't good against Parker. He looked excellent against Joe Hanks, who I know isn't great. Yeah, Joe Hanks at the time was seen as a bit of a prospect, and Ruiz dominated him that night. Okay, MB. Okay, so Bobby Rimmer was doing some boxing coaching with Rampage. Okay, man, I used to love watching Rampage back in the day, just knocking people the fuck out. Like when the first UFC, I think it's the first UFC game, and when that came out, always used to be fucking Rampage. Like that's when the UFC was good, man. Like probably like maybe '06 to like 2010, maybe I don't know. I do need to get back into the UFC and try and give it another chance, though. But yeah, box in the chat. Brian Rose, international superstar. Nah, Copend '09. I've never been to Don Charles's gym. Oh no, where is it? I've never been, but okay. Ruiz beat Parker, outboxed him. He certainly outboxed Parker in certain rounds. I'll give you that. I felt it was super close. Not really bothered with how it went. Like draw, 1 point either way. Not too fussed. But that fight proved Ruiz can hang at a certain level at the very least. Okay, Mill Hill. Okay. MB. Anthony Joshua does have trouble with small guys, though. Maybe, yeah. He didn't look as great against Takam and even Povetkin, obviously. Maybe Ruiz's quick hands could give him problems, but I can't see it, man. Ruiz's hands are quick, but Ruiz's feet aren't as quick as Povetkin's or Takam's. That's the problem for me with Ruiz. It's his feet. Yeah, Matt Heisman, I agree, bro. He is going to be a hard sell to the casual audience. Yeah, I agree. And you're right. It's based on his looks. It's like, yeah, I agree. I think Joshua, he's only going to, he's only going to have problems if he stands in front of Ruiz and just lets his hands go in trades. Yeah, I agree. Like if AJ uses his feet, uses his jab, he'll win this fight easy. And that's it. Like people say, Joshua may struggle with smaller guys, maybe so, but Ruiz's feet just too slow, too slow. But somebody's got to fight him. Somebody's got to step him. And Ruiz was one of the better names out there, to be honest. One thing I am pleased with. I'll be honest. I'm pleased Michael Hunter isn't getting the fight, and I'll tell you why. I want to see Michael Hunter develop at heavyweight because I think he's a good talent. I don't want to see him get smashed by Joshua and then kind of fade out. I want to see him have a few step up fights at heavyweight and see what we have. I don't want to see Michael Hunter get ruined for a big payday. And that's selfish on my part, I know, but I rate Michael Hunter. I want to see him, develop. Adam Scott, apparently Mike Coppinger said it's going to be Andy Ruiz. So yeah, I think Michael Hunter's out of the race. Yeah, Matt Heisman. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, I saw the backlash to Ruiz versus White. Yeah, and I think that's a good fight. Sorry, Rivas versus White. And yeah, I think that's a good fight as well. Yeah, Benjamin GT. Hunter is old school. Not yeah, I'm happy not to see him in with AJ. Also, yeah, I want to see Hunter develop. To be honest with you, I want to see Hunter get these fights, get these step up fights, and then see what we have. I'm not sure who Hunter should fight next. To be honest, he's coming off wins over Bakole and Ustinov. I'm not sure who I would put Hunter in with next. Maybe who's out there right now for Michael Hunter? See, I wouldn't mind a Charles Martin fight, Hunter versus Martin. To be honest, yeah, Matt Heisman, you're right. Hunter is very good, and yeah, he gave Usyk a really tough fight. And also, I will say it, if you can find it online, go back and watch Michael Hunter versus Artur Beterbiev in the amateurs and tell me who you think won. I think Hunter beat Beterbiev in the amateurs, to be honest with you. Copendo9, has anybody seen Michael Hunter's brother at welterweight? Is he any good? No, I've never seen him. I'll have a look, though. Never seen him. Yeah, Usyk is facing Takam, yep. Yeah, but Matt, I would have also have liked to have seen Takam Hunter, but yeah, Takam's in with Usyk. But yeah, I think Michael Hunter versus Charles Martin. I'd take that. Another fight I'd love to see, and we're not going to see it, but I want to throw it out there, is Hunter versus Kalnatsky. I think that'd be a great fight. Frank for French, how are you doing, bro? Bro, why is man plugging his Instagram in this shit? Fuck off, man. Dickhead. What's up, MB? Sorry, sorry, I was lost track of where I was going there. MB saying evening, mate, to Frankfurt French. But yeah, Michael Hunter, I'm glad he's not getting the AJ fight, just from a selfish point of view, because I rate him. I want to see his career progress. Yeah, that's a good shout. Michael Hunter versus Chisora. Yes, good fight. I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see it. And if Hunter could beat somebody like Chisora, then after that, maybe like a Povetkin, someone like that. But no, that's a good shout, Hunter versus Derek, yep. Hunter versus Caballero, another good fight. Really good boxing match. Caballero can move and he's awkward. And Michael Hunter's the same. That's a good fight. Frank the French, man, good. Thank you, man. Yeah, just talking boxing, man. Talking boxing. Any random topics that come up. MB, he wouldn't mind the Hunter versus Bakale rematch, yeah? First fight was super fun. I'd watch it again. I'd rather see Hunter fight other guys, but I wouldn't be super mad, I guess. Yeah, Matt Heisman, you've nailed it. Basically, Charles Martin right now, despite him putting up a good fight against Kaunatsky, he's still a bit of a meme, basically. Let's be honest about it. He's still a bit of a meme. Yeah, D in the chat. That's a good shout. Bakale versus Dubois. That'd be a great fight. Okay, Aggie Man in the chat. What is up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, Michael Hunter, I like the guy, to be honest with you. I think he's a good fighter. Copendo 9, Hunter should only fight big guys, not people his own size. Hunter versus Wallin, yeah, I'd watch it. Wallin, he's a big lump. He can box a bit. Unbeaten. I think he's highly rated in one of the organisations. Yeah, D says Stavern is the best meme in boxing. He's getting up there, man. He's getting up there. Man, his performance against Joyce, man, he took a beating. Like he was giving it that Homer Simpson type strategy where just take punches until like your opponent tires out. Only problem is obviously Joyce didn't tire out. It's hilarious though. He showed a good chin though, I guess. But he sucks these days, man. He really does. And listen, man, I mean, Staverma's never great. MB says Charles Martin doesn't need to box. Let's be honest. So what is he doing it for? Must be the desire, yeah. Although a couple of people in chat are saying Charles Martin blew his money. Could have happened. Could have happened. Charles Martin loves the high life. Can't blame him. If you're young and rich, I mean, I'm. Let's be honest, yeah. If you're in your 20s and you get into that type of money, I'm sure a lot of us would do the same thing. To be honest, I think a lot of us would do the same thing. I know I would. Frank the French keep getting canned on all of these US chats. Yes, Stavern looked like he's been training in Benidorm for the Joyce fight. Yeah. Yeah, Matt Heisman. I know Charles Martin was on all types of fucking drugs. But if he had a good time, fair play to him, man. Fair play to him. I like Charles Martin. Can't lie. He's a character. He's a character. D says, I seriously doubt Martin blew 6 million. You'd hope not. You'd hope not. MB in the chat, no way, plum status. Copendo 9, who would be a first good fight for Gassiev? Me personally, I wouldn't mind somebody like Duhaupas, because I think Duhaupas is a bit past it. And, at the best of times, he was very limited. And he's a big guy. I think that's a good introduction to the heavyweight division, to be honest. I think Duhaupas would be a good shout. I'm actually excited by Gassiev's return, move up to heavyweight. I think he's got something to offer. He's still really young. He looks about 35, but he's 25, so he can still do things. He's got good skills, especially in comparison to a lot of these heavyweights. I'm looking forward to these cruiserweights coming up, man. I really am. Shepherd of Sons, Gassiev TBE. Yeah, man. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you lot. I really felt Gassiev had a great chance versus Usyk. Shoot me now, but I felt he had a great chance. I felt he had a great chance. I like Gassiev. I think he's technically sound. Yeah, he doesn't do anything extravagant, but he's got a nice jab. He can work the body. He's got decent enough combinations. I think he can do okay. Shepherd of Sons in chat. He's mocking my belief in Gassiev, man. Listen, man. I got the Usyk one horribly wrong. Hold my hands up, but he'll do okay at heavyweight. Gassiev will do okay at heavyweight. I like Gassiev, man. I'm excited by all these cruiserweights going up. Hunter, Gassiev, Usyk. I'm excited. Yeah, man. Usyk did. He showed that next level against Gassiev. Like that performance was insane. That was like Calzaghe Lacey type shit. Yeah, man. Shepherd of Sons, like that was that fight where like after each round was passing by, I was just feeling stupider, and yeah, how could I get like drawn into this, man? How did I give Gassiev this great chance? But it was what it was, man. Great performance by Usyk. Yeah, Commando 9, the heavyweight division really misses somebody that can bob and weave just for a bit of variety. Yeah, I agree, man. That's why I like these cruiserweight guys going up, because Hunter's something a bit different. Obviously, there's no one like Usyk in the division. These guys are different, man. Usyk gives the top heavyweights problems. Joshua would be difficult, and I think he'd give Wilder fits. Yeah, I think he'll give everybody problems, but it's just like it's his size, man. It's his size. I'd take Joshua Wilder over Usyk, to be honest with you. Obviously, I do need to see him at heavyweight first. But if you're asking me right now, I think I've got to go with Wilder, Joshua, Fury. But I think he'd make Wilder look he'd make Wilder look terrible. But it's just whether Usyk could go 12 rounds without getting caught by that hammer. I think Wilder would catch him eventually. So say what you want about Wilder, his skill set or lack of. If he hits you, that's it. He can beat anybody in that division, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, Frank for French. Usyk's skill is unbelievable. He showed Bellew up a bit, yeah, big time, yeah. First 2 to 3 rounds, Bellew was doing a good job, but after that, yeah, you could tell the writing was on the wall. Bellew was slowing down. Usyk was making the adjustments. Usyk's left hand was coming into play. Usyk's bodywork, was taking its toll. And yeah, man, he got the knockout. 1 second, lads. I'm going to get a quick drink. Benniam says Wilder would catch flu, not water. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns, I'm on the water. But nah, have a quick beer and yeah, just chill, man. Light up a fucking spliff if that's what you're into. Just have a good time, mate. Have a good time. Do whatever floats your boat, mate. Matt Heisman with Wilder. There's a chance he'll be over the hill by the time he takes the Joshua fight eventually. How old is he? 32, 33. He hasn't got a style that ages well either. Relies on some athleticism. That's a really good point. He's 33 years old. He also picks up a lot of injuries, especially to his hands. You're right. Maybe Wilder's style event is going to slow down soon. Yeah, it's a good comment. It's a good comment. The Quags. Dell's going to be howling at the moon in a minute. Drunk as fuck. Man, I've only had, I think this is a third can. Call it. I'm going to drink this and head off. But yeah, got an early start tomorrow again. But we've got a long weekend coming up, man. We've got a long weekend, so it's all good. It's all good. We've got Friday off, and obviously it's bank holiday Monday anyway, so 4-day weekend coming up. So can't complain, man. Can't complain. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Boozing on a school night. Sometimes, mate. Sometimes it just has to be done. To be honest with you, you have one of those days, mate, and it needs to be done. To be honest, though, I can't even use that excuse. Today's been all right. So there we go. Okay, Copendo 9. Unless Usyk has a chin like Holyfield, then he's going to have to fight more on the outside. I don't see what other choice he has. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how he fights, whether his style changes, how he carries the weight, what happens to his power. Will it increase with the new weight? Will it decline? There's a lot to look at. How's he going to take punches? I'm looking forward to it. I think he'll bust Takam up, to be honest. But Frank the French, I'd do it if my kids didn't get me up at 5. Damn. And yeah, when I say I've got an early start, compared to most people, I'm lucky. So I can't even say that. I get up at like 7:30. I've got to get to work for 9. So yeah, man, I can't even use that excuse really. Like I don't really get up that early in comparison to a lot of people. So for Quags, I think Usyk will be fine at heavyweight. He's got a good frame, good sized frame, sorry. He'll hold the weight just fine. Yeah, Usyk does have like a thick, he's got wide shoulders. He's got a thick core. Yeah, he is a big dude. And Usyk was a big cruiserweight. He was quite big at cruiserweight, to be honest. Yeah, the Quags. I think the power won't really be that much of an issue for Usyk. I really think the accumulation is going to be a shock to some heavyweights, to be honest. That's what I think. I think the accumulation is going to be a shock to people. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And even Gassiev, though, like Gassiev, apparently he only really spars heavyweights, so he knows what it's like to like spar big or fight big dudes. Like Gassiev spars with Wilder, or he has sparred with Wilder on numerous occasions. So I think these guys can make a splash. They ain't going to get bowled over. Put it that way. I think the heavyweight division needs Usyk right now, if I'm being honest. Yeah, C188. I heard that as well. I saw that interview he did with Michelle Joy Phelps, and yeah, apparently he had a damaged hand and a bad shoulder against Usyk. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But you know, Gassiev seems fairly like down to earth and fairly believable. So who knows? But get this smoke. He says technique won't stop Usyk from getting knocked out by Wilder. I tend to agree, man, because I just can't see Usyk going 12 without getting caught with a big shot. I think Usyk will make him look silly until he gets knocked out, but I think eventually Wilder lands. That's how I see it. I actually think stylistically, Joshua's a better fight for Usyk than Wilder is. As crazy as that sounds. Because I think Joshua's a bit more predictable. His feet are slower than Wilder's, and I don't know, maybe Usyk's style against Joshua would be more effective, but against Wilder, like I said, I think he would make Wilder look stupid at times, but he's going to get caught. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think he'll get caught. As for Fury, who knows? You can't really predict Fury. Although one thing Fury said that was interesting, he said the hardest fight of his career was against Steve Cunningham because of his speed and the difference in boxing ability from a cruiserweight. So maybe Usyk would give Fury hell as well. Who knows? Matt Heisman, yeah, Usyk could gas Joshua out, whereas Wilder has a bigger gas tank. Yeah, the only thing with Wilder, like against Fury, I don't think his gas tank got exposed. But if you make him miss a lot, he will gas because obviously he loads up a lot. Like I've never seen Wilder gassed until the Fury fight because he was missing so badly. And when you miss, obviously you it takes more energy, especially when you're loading up. If you're loading up and throwing big punches, you're going to gas quicker if you miss. And that's one thing I noticed in the Fury fight. So if Usyk could make Wilder miss a lot early on, then maybe he could beat Wilder. But I just can't see it, man. I just can't see Usyk not getting caught. But I could be wrong, man. I've been wrong about many fights before, man. So yeah, Frank the French, yeah, Fury, he was streets ahead of Wilder until he got caught those couple of times. But again, it goes to show, even if you could be schooling Wilder for 11 rounds and still lose a fight. That's why it's so dangerous. Wilder has some good attributes, man. He makes his power work. He makes his awkwardness work. And he's got good sort of athleticism as well. Against a pure boxer, Reality is he's always going to look very poor in terms of technique, but he's got to be physical attributes. So yeah, Commodore 9. He says not sure how Usyk successfully navigates the reach of these guys without getting clipped, unless he has a granite chin. David Hayes' biggest issue was he was scared to risk his chin at heavyweight. Yeah, yeah. Frank for French. That's a good point. Yeah, Wilder. He pretty much does only have one punch, and it's that straight right. And yeah, you're right. He carries that power all 12 rounds, even when he's gassed. Yeah, because he was gassed against Fury, and yeah, he was still punching hard, even at the end. Listen, man, he's no bum, man. People kind of get overboard when it comes to Wilder. Like the thing is with Wilder, I've noticed Wilder's fanboys, they make Wilder out to be like the next Sonny Liston, but Wilder's haters make him out to be complete trash. Neither's true, man. Wilder's a good fighter who's very dangerous, but he's very beatable at the same time. He's one of those guys. I wouldn't like to fight Wilder because you can tell how fucking basic he is, but you got to get to him to get like to beat him. But I think Wilder is just polarizing. Adam Scott, he still regrets getting his little toe out after the Klitschko fight. Yeah, yeah, that's David Hay. Yeah, Mr. Alvo, did any channel interview Rivas today? Not sure, man. I've not really seen much of the interviews from today, to be honest. Oh yeah, the Quags, I agree. If Wilder was in Klitschko's era, when Klitschko is at his best, he gets flattened. But we're not in the era, man. We're in today's era, and Wilder's as dangerous as anybody, man. Like we all heard this well. It's not even stories at this point. Multiple people confirmed Vladimir, knocked. I think he knocked Wilder out twice in sparring, and that didn't surprise me. But regardless, even though we know Vladimir is levels above Wilder, you never know. Wilder can punch that hard. Like he could hurt Vlad and get him out of there. You never know. Worse fighters than Wilder have beaten Vlad. I know it was when Vlad was green and not what he was, but you know, well, his early defeats were when he was green. You know what I mean? Listen, Wilder. I wouldn't pick him to beat like a prime Vlad, but he's always got that puncher's chance, regardless of how poor his skill set is. But it's going to be interesting. The thing with Wilder after the Fury fight, what's his confidence going to be like? Because I think he knew he lost that fight. I think he knew, you know. And going into this Brazil fight, it's going to be interesting to see how he looks, whether that's weighing on his mind. And also, he's got that beef with Dominic Brazil. I'm looking at Wilder's composure in this Brazil fight. I want to see him remain composed. I want to see him use that jab. I want to see him set up that right hand and box sensibly. But I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder, got a bit started to trade with Brazil and got into a war. But hopefully Wilder uses his jab in the Brazil fight. People think I hate Wilder. I don't. I just can't stand the people who hype him up so much. Yeah, the Quags, you're right. Wilder's developing a left hook. Not much of one, but it is there now, yeah. No, Matt, I agree, yeah. Wilder by knockout in the Brazil fight. Mid-rounds, maybe round 5. Yeah, I think Wilder, I just think Dominic's way too open defensively. One sec. Sorry, lads. I left something on in the kitchen. Right, where are we? Okay, Adam Scott, when do you think we'll see Wilder versus Joshua? Not anytime soon. I mean, apparently Wilder's got 2 more fights kind of penciled in after this Brazil fight. Apparently Ortiz and Kalnatsky. So if you believe that, not this year, not next year. Or maybe end of next year. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. Which is a shame, but there we go. Yeah, the Quags. How many Mandos is this now for Wilder? The second? What the fuck has he been doing? Yeah, the WBC are not really forcing this guy to fight anybody. I mean, Dillian White made a good point, actually. I don't usually agree with him, but he said, how was Brazil Molina a eliminator after Molina failed a drug test? You know, the WBC take drug testing seriously, apparently, but there we go. There we go. But nah, I don't want to start bashing Wilder, man. It's easy to bash Wilder, let's be honest. But like the last 2 fights, whether Fury was at his best or not, whether Ortiz was a 40-year-old or not, they were still 2 decent opponents. So I'll give Wilder that credit. I know it sounds crazy, but like I don't dislike Wilder. Well, some of the stuff he says is fucking crazy. Like, but I mean, I don't hate the guy, and you know he is a fun fighter to watch. But I just think the whole Wilder talk gets a bit boring. I just laugh at it, to be honest. The whole Wilder talk. You know, most of the people hyping him up, they weren't watching him when he was fighting guys like Matthew Greer or you know, people like that. They didn't know who he was then, to be honest with you. They was watching Seth Mitchell back then. Oh, Seth Mitchell's the next heavyweight champion. So listen, man, they can hype Wilder all they want, but bandwagon shit as far as I'm concerned. But there we go. There we go. Shepherd of Sons, 2016 Povetkin beats Wilder. He knocks him out. Yeah, I favoured Povetkin back then, if I'm being honest. I think Wilder would have had a chance. Obviously, we keep on saying that, like Wilder would always have a chance because of that power, but yeah, I think Povetkin back then was further advanced. I wish we saw that fight, man. Okay, I saw a question from Copind I wanted to read out. Copind09, here we go. If you was Dubois' promoter slash advisor, how would you map out his next 3 fights? I think in his next fight, I would have him in there with somebody who can. I would put him in there with somebody like maybe Arthur Spilka. I know a smaller heavyweight, but he can move. He's got nice quick hands. Just to see Daniel, cut off a ring, apply pressure, and try and get him out of there. After Dubois, maybe somebody like Johan Duhaupas, a big lump, a durable guy, a guy who's got experience. After Duhaupas, I would have him in there with another prospect like Nathan Gorman. Or even Joe Joyce. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, screw boxing, let's talk cricket. Yeah, I've not watched cricket in a long time. I don't think I've watched cricket since the Ashes in 2005, to be honest. Yeah, Frank for French, he said he likes Deontay. I just think he could have had a much better resume. I agree. And this is the thing with Deontay Wilder fans. They just don't, they wasn't there throughout his whole career. They don't know what fights could have happened. So, for example, back in 2012, Golden Boy and Team Wilder turned down a fight with Bryant Jennings, for example. And yeah, you may not think Bryant Jennings is much now, but back then that was a battle between 2 unbeaten prospects, 2 US prospects, and it would have been a great fight for Wilder, a good name on his resume. It's things like that, he could have had fights with the likes of Jennings, Chisora. Wilder took the slow route, and he took the easy route. And when you do that, you're open to criticism, and you put yourself in a position where you let other guys take over, I guess. Joshua, Fury, etc. They're bigger names because they took the risks quicker. They fought better competition. That's just what it is. But there we go. Yeah, Tone, the whole UK versus USA thing's dumb. It's dumb as fuck, man. I mean, before Wilder Joshua, was it? I don't think it even existed. To be honest with you, it's dumb. Really is dumb. Yeah, the Quags. Stavern failed a PED test, but yeah, Wilder fights him. Where is that for Povetkin? Yep. He fought Ortiz after failing a PED test. He fought Stavern after failing a PED test, but not Povetkin. Yeah. And by the way, again, people don't like it. People don't like it when you say it, but they tried everything to get out of that fight. They tried to make Wilder versus Martin as a unification, to avoid the Povetkin fight. I think they tried to ship off Martin to Russia as well, but they never really wanted the Povetkin fight at that time. And I think listen, I would have picked Povetkin back then, but I think Wilder could have won. I was so salty that when that fight got called off, man. I was so salty. I was looking forward to it so much. Because Povetkin was on a tear back then. He was knocking people out. No worries, Frank, man. Have a good evening, man. Have a good night. Yeah, Tom Wild, he says, hey, Delph, cheers for the stream, man. No problem at all, bruv. Unrelated to boxing itself, but do you think the amount of adverts in between boxing fights are ridiculous, especially on Sky, on BT? Yeah, I don't like it. I hate it when you're watching a live fight and there's adverts in between rounds. It's so annoying. I want to hear what the corners say. Yeah, man. I want to see. Yeah, it's annoying. You're right. I like the corner talk, man. I do. Yeah, the Quags. He said to Tone. Heavyweights demand the most attention, but give back the least to the fans. That's a good way to put it, to be honest with you. Comment09, he thinks Wilder got stepped up perfectly. It's pretty obvious looking at him. He would have got beat by anybody who, before 30 fights, anybody who was decent, yeah. Maybe you're right, man. Maybe you're right. But since he's had that title, the thing is with Wilder, I just didn't like the title defenses like Spielka, to Harpus, Molina, Stavern 2, Areola. He had some terrible title defenses. The last couple of fights, no problem, fair enough. And even the Brazil fight, it's okay. I'm not mad at it. But before that, man, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh yeah, the Quags, the commentary in boxing these days, man, terrible. Sky Sports are bad. BT are pretty poor as well. There's a few shining lights out there. One thing I like about BT is I forgot the guy's name. Something Dempsey. I forgot his name, but he's like the presenter on BT Boxing with Steve Bunce and Richie Woodall. Something Dempsey. I like him. He tells it how it is. I'm surprised he's still got a job on there, to be honest with you. I like Dempsey. He's good. Paul Dempsey, that's it, Matt. I like Paul Dempsey. I know he's not for everybody. Some people think he's a bit too harsh, but I like him. I think you need that on your broadcast team. Who's like that on Sky? Johnny Nelson, Anna Woolhouse, Matt Macklin. Nah, the whole Sky commentary team and even presenters is too pally. Do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's not great. The Quags, look at the Americans too, though. They aren't even watching the damn fight, it seems. Yeah. Do you know who's the worst commentary in America, hands down, pound for pound, is Fox. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. The thing I remember was the Charlo, the Charlo card in December when Jamal was fighting Korobov and Jamel was fighting Tony Harrison. And I kid you not, Harrison and Korobov both done some really good work. Neither guy got any credit whatsoever by the commentary. Neither guy. There was a moment when I think Korobov landed a three-piece on Charlo. Commentary said nothing. Charlo comes back with a right hand that missed, and the commentary team went mad. Like, absolute trash on Fox. I can't stand Fox. I think Showtime in the States are the best, to be honest with you. I'm not sure about DAZN. I've not really seen their cards. We get the UK commentary, so I'm not sure about them. Although I do like Sergio Mora. I think he's on DAZN. I like Sergio Mora. And you know what? I actually don't mind Andre Ward as a commentator, to be honest with you. I think Ward's decent. I know Ward isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I think he's decent on commentary. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, that's a good shout. I used to like Larry Merchant. As soon as Larry left HBO, and obviously Emmanuel passed away, that was never really the same for me. Never really the same. Larry, Emmanuel, Lampley, Kellerman, that's great. That's great, man. See, I thought Kellerman weren't bad on HBO as commentator. It's as a presenter, he's terrible. Anyway, man, I'm wrapping it up. I think it's time to call it. Right, peace.